And we are back. Hello again to everybody. For the people that wasn't just in the watch along of, well, not watch along, the scout along, actually, we should call it, of Tijani Riders, welcome in. We have just been live for 2.5 hours, 3 hours. So we're in a chill mood. So yeah, big up to you guys. Make sure you smash these likes up. I'm still trying to find this. Yo, what's this VIP thing, man? I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find the Mexico game so I can watch that while I'm doing the stream, innit? But I'm really struggling there. I've been on that VIP website. That ain't working, man. That website's washed, man. Nothing's happening here. Yeah. So someone give me some information in the chat, innit? Yeah, Fox Dep. I've not got that channel, man. I ain't got Fox Depots. Yeah, it's not active, innit? It's not active. It's not active. Yeah, I don't know where to find it, man. I'm trying to find it. PP, what? Nah, the dodgy stick ain't dodgying, man. I can't lie. The dodgy stick ain't dodgying, man. Mexico playing Switzerland, innit? I want to watch it. Score 808. Score 808. Like, bro, I just want to watch the game, innit? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, arrest me, innit? Like, bro, I'm just trying to watch a football match of Mexico. That's it. If that's a crime, it's a crime, innit? But listen, that's what I watch a football match, mate. I want to do a Akanji watch, mate. You know what I'm saying? Right, here we go. Is this a stream? Oh. Is it half time? I finally found a stream and I think it might be half time. It is. It's half time, but I found a stream, which is good news. So bang, I'll whack that over there. No, I'm not, because that's not the right thing. Need to change that. Don't worry, chat. We will be ready in a second. We could talk. Smash these likes up on the way in as well, people. Get these likes up, man. Right, let's whack the game there, even though it's half time, so it kind of makes no sense. Get all the ads. Downloaded Opera again. Love to see it. Love to see it. Stocks. No, go away. Bang. There we go. And we're sorted. Right, cool. We're sorted. We're gonna have Mexico versus Switzerland on the second on this side, and I'm gonna watch that in it. So big up to you guys. Smash these likes. Watch this. Oh, Ange's been sacked as well, isn't it? That's mad. Crazy. How mad is that, chat? Ange's been sacked. Won a trophy, first trophy they won in 17 years, and they've sacked him. Do you reckon they had to sack him on that? I can't lie, like, bro, they did finish 17th. That is pretty bad, isn't it? That is pretty bad. I can't lie, that is pretty bad, man. Did you see Tuchel's comment for Grealish? Yeah, I did see it. We're going to come on to Grealish in a minute, innit? We're going to come on to Grealish in a minute, and Pep of ruining players is the current narrative that's flying around. Yeah, they also lost 22 games. Yeah, it's a bit mad, isn't it? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's just weird. It's weird. The thing is, oh yeah, the boxing's on as well. Oh, yo, right. So cooked, man. I've not got enough monitors. I actually need to buy a new monitor. I need a third, man. I need a third. Yeah, 2 monitors is not enough monitors these days. It's really not, man. Yeah, there's too much shit going on. Yeah, I might stick it on, innit? When's the main event? When's the main event? When's the fight? He said the 3rd season, the main character dies. Nah, bro. Oh, no way. No way. I thought that was proper cringe, man. I can't lie when he said that. I said that was a bit cringe, man. I can't lie. I think, yeah. Oh, it starts in a minute. I think, yeah, he said that. When he said that, yeah, what's he called? Ange. I think he said that to try and put pressure on Levy not to sell him. Because obviously, because he said it, it made it tough, innit? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I can't believe he said that, man. He should never have said that, bro. It was cringy, man. Why did he have to say that for? Why did he have to say that? He didn't need to say that. He should have just but he's chill, man. I think even though he did horrendous in the Premier League, I think his stocks are in a relatively decent shape, if I'm being honest with you. I think his stocks are in relatively decent shape. So I think he'll get a job. I think he could get a job in the Premier League again quite easy, to be honest, if I'm being honest with you. Why did you ban me for asking a question? I didn't ban you, bro. The mods probably banned you. I mods just chill out on the banning, innit? Yeah, I only ban someone if they're being a twat, innit? But I didn't ban anyone in that last stream, bro. I didn't ban anyone in that last stream. Right, it's not that one because that's well behind. That's well behind, man. But yeah, anyway, smash these likes up. What are you guys saying? Everton could take Ange. Yeah, maybe Everton could take Ange in a few years. Everton need to set a base, though, innit? Everton need to set a base before they try and get a manager that plays, because this is what they've done before. Yeah, that's what they've done before. Yeah, I can't. I'm just struggling to find one here. I mean, I just need to try and find one. But yeah, anyway, has Pep ruined players? Does Pep ruin players? Do you think he'll take the job at Brentford? Yeah, maybe now. Maybe. Does Pep ruin players? That's the narrative that's going around right now. And quite frankly, yeah, I'm sick and tired of this, mate. Yeah, I think it's a load of BS. I think it's a load of BS. Yeah, I'm hearing Rio Ferdinand do his podcast with Ryan Giggs. Yeah, or a duo that is, saying stuff like, oh, what did he say? What were the words he actually said? In fact, we can bring it up, actually. I'm pretty sure we can find a clip quite easily. Ferdinand Grealish. Let's pull up the clip. Let's pull up the clip. There we go. Right, let's pull up some of these. Here we go. I found one, chat. I don't know if this is the exact clip, but we'll go through the clip. We've got time. Yeah, we're not in a rush. Are we, chat? It's Saturday night. Yeah? Let's go.
Grealish as a United player.
Yeah, 100%. I loved him as a player at Aston Villa. I think he's not been allowed to be who he actually really is at Man City.
What does that mean? Can someone tell me what that means? What does that mean? He's not being able. Let me read. What did he say?
Player.
Yeah, 100%. I loved him as a player at Aston Villa. I think he's not been allowed to be who he actually really is.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What do you mean? Bro, what does that even fucking mean? He's not being allowed. What did he say?
Man, as a player at Aston Villa, I think he's not been allowed to be who he actually.
He's not been allowed to be who he actually is.
Really is at
Man City. So basically, what he's saying now is Pep Guardiola is stopped Grealish from doing what he said, and he's saying he's not being allowed. Yeah. So what Pep's telling him not to do it. This is fucking bullshit. It's bullshit. Doku gets the ball and takes his man on every single time, pretty much. Every single time, pretty much. Savio gets the ball, takes his man on most times. Why would Pep Guardiola tell Grealish that he's not allowed to take players on? It's utter BS. It's fake news. It's fake news. Yeah, and we've got proof of this. Shout out my bro Akar, innit? Mahrez said in the last 30 metres he gives them license to do whatever. Right? So Mahrez has confirmed this. Mahrez has confirmed it's fake news. Pep Guardiola himself in interviews has said, my job as the manager is to get the ball to the edge of the box. And when the ball's on the edge of the box, it's then up to the players. Yeah. It's then up to the players to sort it out and score because they're the ones who get paid the big bucks. So we've got Mahrez, who's confirmed it. We've got Pep Guardiola, who said it himself. Yet people are still out here making excuses and blaming Pep Guardiola, saying Pep Guardiola is telling Grealish. He's telling Grealish that he can't do this, that he can't take players on. Why would he do that? Let's just go with this for a second, yeah? Let's just go with this for a second. Let's say this is true. Why would Pep say that? Oh, because he's a control freak and he just wants to keep the ball. He doesn't know, does he? He does want to keep the ball, but he wants to score. He wants to win football matches. It's utter BS. Yeah, it's utter BS. And you know what? It's crazy as well, yeah. I'm not being funny, right? But like, when people post the and again, it's a bit shit, yeah, because I've got to like not shit on Grealish, but I've got to like talk on Grealish, yeah, because ultimately this is the situation, right? When people post the compilations of Grealish at Villa, it's the same 5 goals every single time. People are putting up like these compilations of Grealish at Villa and be like, look at all these goals he was scoring at Villa. It's the same goals. The goal against United where he cut it off the left-hand side. Yeah, and the goal where he kicked the ball from the edge of the box. I can't remember who that was against when he's in the green. Bro, I'm not being funny here, but it's not as if like there's 10-minute compilations of Grealish just scoring pure goals, getting pure assists. Bro, he never really hit those numbers at Villa either. He never really hit those numbers at Villa. So what are we doing here? What are we doing here? It's just, bro, like, I don't understand. What other players has Pep ruined? Do you know what I mean? People are digging, yeah, the biggest, like, shit to try and shit on Pep. Like, people are trying to make it out like Pep ruined. Pep didn't ruin Grealish, EH. He didn't ruin Grealish. You got to explain to me why he ruined him. How did Pep ruin him? How did Pep Guardiola ruin Grealish? Can you explain that to me? If you're saying he ruined him, all right, you put forward the case why he ruined him. Why did Pep not ruin Sane? Why did Pep not ruin Sterling? Why did Pep not ruin Mahrez? Why is Pep not ruin Doku? Why is Pep not ruin? Well, he's not ruining Savio, but he's playing him on the wrong side. Yeah, why is he not ruining these guys? Why is it only Grealish? What is it that he's doing to Grealish that he's not doing to the other wingers? Yeah. Because even though I don't think Savio's been amazing this year, he's been decent on the right-hand side. He's not been too bad, but like he's definitely better on the left. It's fake news. The truth is, yeah, Grealish was probably overhyped when he was at Villa anyway. Yeah, like we probably put him on too big of a like level when he was at Villa. He was a good player. I'm not trying to say he was shit at Villa. He was a good player, but he's probably a little bit overhyped if we're being completely honest. Yeah, he also had freedom at Villa. This is also facts. Yeah, is that an Arsenal fan as well? Oh, no, I don't think so. Yeah, he was also had space. Again, look at some of his best. If you look at the clips, yeah, and this isn't Grealish's fault necessarily. This could be a Manchester City fault. But if you actually look at some of the clips on those, bro, the guy's running at like 2 defenders and shit. He's like, bro, he didn't do that, City. He's got a low block. But ultimately, yeah, this guy, he's not doing enough. He's not doing enough. He's not staying fit. He's not doing enough. Like, this is just the facts. This is just the facts. He's had so many opportunities. So many opportunities. And something, I've got to say this again, yeah? Why is Doku allowed to take players on? Why is Savio allowed to take players on? Why was Sane allowed to take players on? Why was Mahrez allowed to take players on? Why was Sterling allowed to take players on? Why is it that Pep, apparently, according to these people, says to Grealish, you're not allowed to do anything. You're not allowed to take players on, which might get us a goal. Yeah, you're not allowed to do skills and take the ball past a player and have a shot. Again, yeah, I don't want to shot on Grealish, bro, because to be honest, yeah, I don't really want to do that. Yeah, it's not really my style. I try not to do that. Obviously, in-game emotions come into it, yeah, but I try not to do that, yeah. But at the end of the day, right, this guy's been here 4 years now. Yeah, he's had 1 good year, yeah. And 3 years have been way under par, if not shambolic, right, i.e. this year. So every shot he has gets blocked. I don't really know why people are saying that Pep here is to blame. Why is Pep? It's just... I've not seen one good single argument for people trying to tell me that it's Pep's fault. Not one single argument. I'm sorry, not one single argument. Toxin says all Grealish goals. He has a lot of space. In fact, let me carry on with this guy. I don't know what else he says. So this is bullshit.
Been the most successful part of his life, but I think when he retires, it probably weren't the most enjoyable.
Wasn't the most enjoyable. So this guy's trying to tell me that when this guy won the treble, yeah, and he was a key component in that team in terms of minutes played and games played. He was our 5th most played player that year in the treble year. I didn't get the G&A. Yeah, and yeah, of course Haaland was more important. Of course De Bruyne was more important. Of course Rodri was more important. Yeah, but ultimately, he was a key part of the team. So if you're trying to tell me, yeah, that he's going to look back and be not happy with that, bro. Yeah, obviously the 4-year period, maybe he'll be like, yeah, it didn't go the way I wanted. But I don't think he's going to be looking back and saying that was shit. Bro, he was buzzing after the treble year, man. He was buzzing after the treble year.
Football I played.
Yeah.
How important is confidence when you're talking about driving at defenders and taking them on?
The only
That's bullshit. What? You need confidence to take a player on. Fucking hell. What?
only way to get it back really is obviously look after yourself professionally, off the pitch, and
Does he do that? Rumour has it he doesn't. I don't know. I have no idea, but that's what the rumours say. Rumours could be wrong. He might be perfect off the pitch. I have no idea.
train like you play. And that was the only way that I ever got it back. And I was lucky I played against Gaznev, I played against Rafa.
Rats.
Yeah. So you had to be on it in training.
Yeah.
So come Saturday, it was easier than training.
So is this guy trying to say what? That we've not got good players in our... I don't know what he's trying to say. What's he saying here?
How would you instill confidence in a player who's lacking a bit of confidence?
I'm not bothered if you lose the ball. If you lose the ball, trying to do the right thing, I'm not bothered.
I say that all the time, don't I, chat? I actually do say all that time. I said, if you're a winger and you take your man on, I don't care if you lose the ball. Yeah, I don't care, because ultimately you're trying to take a player on, and we need to remember, and it's difficult for us to do this sometimes, but we need to remember, yeah, that defenders can actually make tackles, and there are some good defenders in this league. But you need to take your player on. He doesn't take players on. He never takes players on.
Keep doing it. Keep probing. Keep risking. Keep trying them passes. Keep shooting, and just try and instill that confidence of if they do make a mistake, that okay, it's all right, it's no problem.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what more Pep's meant to do, lads. I'm sorry, like, I don't really know what more Pep literally threw him into the Real Madrid game. Real Madrid at home, one of the biggest games we've had this season. Who did he play? Who did he start in that game? Out of nowhere, Grealish. And then what happened, chat? Got injured after 20 minutes. Maybe it's not all Grealish's fault. He's been a bit unlucky with injuries, fairs. But you cannot blame Pep Guardiola for this. You just simply cannot. You cannot. You cannot. No, I don't. That's fake news. You cannot. Yeah, I've got it on. It's stupid, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. What else has he said? Was that it? Yeah, I just don't know how you can be blaming Pep Guardiola. I'm sorry, lads. I just don't get it. I really do not understand how you can blame Pep Guardiola. Like, he's played him so many times in big games. Real Madrid injured. The guy keeps on getting injured. Yeah, and what else? What else can Pep do? Do you know what I mean? He's not delivering. He don't take players on. Yeah, and like, listen, I think Real Madrid, that 30 minutes he played all right, to be honest with you. But like, then at the end of the day, he then got injured again. So it is what it is. It's just fucking stupid. I'm still not seeing any justification, any reason why it's Pep's fault, mate. Why would, again, you've got to think about it logically, mate, yeah? Why would Pep Guardiola tell Grealish to stop making actions that, if he did make the actions, would directly help us score goals, i.e. taking on a player? Because when you take on a player, providing that it's a success, you're then creating a goal-scoring opportunity, because then you're about to put a cross into the box or a shot. Why would a manager, unless he's trying to sabotage the team and literally wants the team not to score goals, why would he tell a player not to do that? And then why would he tell Savio and Doku that that's completely fine? Is he trying to sabotage Grealish here? Is he trying to sabotage Grealish? Well, apparently, Pep Guardiola said that he fought for Grealish to stay at the club last summer. So Pep Guardiola saying that he fought to keep Grealish at the football club last summer. So why would Pep then tell Grealish to do something that would negatively impact Grealish's sort of like viewing and standings in the squad and in the club when he could have sold him anyway in the summer? Again, makes zero sense. 0 sense. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, bro, it's just not work. It's not working. It's not working. Do you know what I mean? And I just don't think you can blame Pep. I'm sorry. You know, I think the only people that are to blame, the only things to blame, in my opinion, is Grealish and Lady Luck. Yeah? Because I do think he's been a bit unlucky with his injuries, if I'm being completely honest. Yeah. But at the same time, it is what it is, isn't it? But the one person that you cannot blame is Pep Guardiola, chat. You can't, man. You can't blame the Pep, bro. Wild. Absolutely wild, mate. Crazy, crazy work, mate. And the thing is as well, yeah, I know some of you don't fully agree with this, but it's my opinion, yeah. Like, people then say, oh, he played him out of position. He should have played him in midfield. He played in midfield against Forest, yeah, did all right. Yeah, I think some fans glazed that performance. I think he did okay. I don't think he was amazing. I thought it was okay. And then he played against Juventus. I always get this wrong way, so probably got it the wrong way around again, and was not good. So, like, this thing of like, oh, if he would have played in the 10 or played in midfield, he would have been mega. Well, he had 2 games in a row played in midfield, and he didn't tear up trees. Yeah, he played all right against Forest. Yeah, he did play all right. But then against Juventus, he wasn't great. So what we're saying about that, then what do we say? What are we saying that? Are we saying then that's Pep's fault again? Did Pep put the restrictions on him in midfield? Didn't that get? I don't know, man. I don't know what's happened, man. I don't like the way it's turned out, man, because, you know, people that was watching me on City Extra when I was on there, yeah, you'll remember that I was buzzing about Grealish. I was desperate to sign him. And I always say I had to convince Jordan, man. Jordan was not a full believer at first. I was like, bro, trust me, this guy's a baller. And it, you know, he got on board, and then we was both buzzing when he signed. And now it's just like it's gone down this way. But you can't glaze, man. You can't glaze. You can't glaze. You got to just say the truth. You got to say it how it is. You got to say it how it is, man. Yo, big up Lewis, man, says, saying LB, how do you think Cherki will fit in? He probably smashes it. He's probably our most gifted player. Oh, yeah, technical ability-wise, yeah, I think between him and Foden, to be honest with you, in terms of who's gifted. Maybe Cherki actually edges it because he's truly two-footed. But yeah, bro, I'm liking it. To be honest, bro, I've changed my mind. I actually thought he was going to play off the right, cut in. But after that performance the other day, for me, yeah, I've got to back him in the middle. I've got to play him as a 10, man. I can't lie. So yeah, play him in the 10, down the middle. I think because he's so two-footed, I think he'd be wasted playing off the right. And you know what? I actually think that's true, because I remember when I watched Leon, he played off the right. Compared to that performance and the one for France, he's got to be in the middle. You can't have a two-footed play like that and basically restrict him to using 1 foot. It's ridiculous. So yeah, you've got to get him on. You've got to get him in the middle, man. Yo, shout out Ash as well for becoming a channel member. Shout out Lewis for the super chat. Shout out Ash for the channel member. But yeah, it's like, bro, this is the thing. And again, like, ruined players, right? Should we go through Pep Guardiola's signings and just have a look at some of the players and see who he's ruined? Let's have a look who he's ruined. Let's have a look who he's ruined, innit? Let me pull this up on screen chat, yeah? Right, let's go down here, yeah? Can you guys see that? Can you guys see the names on, no? Do I need to zoom in, or is it all right? Let me know if you need me to zoom in. Let me know if you need me to zoom in, man. Let me know if you need to zoom in. We don't really keep in touch no more, to be honest with you. I think Hughes spoke to him a little bit ago. He said he was doing all right. I think he's moved. Nah, I didn't watch Norway. I was in London, bro. Zoom in a bit, yeah. Right, let's have a look, see how many players Pep's ruined, chat, yeah. Let's have a look how many players Pep's ruined, chat. Right, so here we go. Which is his first year? No, that was De Bruyne, wasn't it? Right, Stones, ruined or not ruined? Not ruined, yeah? Agreed. Leroy Sané, ruined or not ruined? Not ruined. Gabriel Jesus, ruined or not ruined? Not ruined. Ilkay Gundogan, ruined or not ruined? Not ruined. Claudio Bravo, Fairs, ruined. Nolito, never should have been at City in the first place. Yeah, so out of that list, yeah, because I'm not doing these. Oh, we could put this guy in because he actually was a legit player. Improved. Yeah, improved. Zinchenko improved. Nolito, I'm not really going to include. In fact, should I include Nolito or not? Like, bro, this guy wasn't even good anyway, man. I'll be real, this guy was never a good player anyway. This guy should never been at the football club anyway, man. That was a stupid signing. Bravo is the only one on that he ruined, yeah? And did he really ruin Bravo? Like, Bravo, like, it's not fucking Pep's fault. Is Pep now telling Bravo not to save anything? Oh, yeah, that's right. Pep Guardiola is now telling goalkeepers to let shots in. Yeah, of course. It's all Pep's fault, innit? Right, Sound got it. But, oh, yeah, to be fair as well, Bravo did do pretty good in the cups. So, to be honest with you, like, I'm not having anyone on that list that he ruined, actually. I'm going to put my foot down. Nobody on that list, yeah, Pep ruined. No one. Right, next year. Laporte didn't ruin. Rumour has it Bravo didn't have the freedom to express himself, chat. Funny guy. Mendy. Less said that about the better. Kyle Walker turned him to the best right back in Europe. Bernardo Silva turned him to a world-class player. Edison, best goalkeeper we've ever had. Danilo, very solid. There we go. No one he ruined on that list. Nobody he ruined on that list. Not one player on that list he ruined. That's 2 summers in a row now, or 2 seasons in a row. He's not ruined a single player. Yeah? He ruined Walker by making him stay for longer. Yeah, fairs, facts. I'll give you that one. Right, next. Mahrez, best right winger we've ever had at the football club. That's it. We signed no one else. 3 years in a row. So far, we're donutting, boys. We're donutting. Not found a single player that he's ruined yet. 3 years in a row. Okay, let's go to the next year. Rodri didn't ruin. Cancelo didn't ruin. 4 years in a row. Still got no players that he ruined, boys. This is crazy. This is actually crazy. It's actually wild. Ruined Cancelo's career. I think Cancelo ruined his own career, mate. Crazy work. Next. What's that? 5 years in a row? Or 4 years in a row? What are we on now, chat? We on 4 or 5 years in a row? Nah, Bill. Bill, listen. I got time, mate. I got time and we got evidence. Or do you just want me to stop before we get to some players that maybe you did actually ruin? Right, next. Ruben Diaz didn't ruin. Yeah, I don't know what's happened to Ruben Diaz. I do think he's dropped off quite a lot, really, in the last 2 years. But he brought him in, and in that treble year, and his first year, he was being compared to Van Dijk. Now, in the last 2 years, he's dropped off. I don't think that's anything to do with Pep Guardiola. Nathan Ake, unbelievable. Torres is improved. So, again, for me, he's not ruined anyone on there. No one on that list is ruined. You know what I'm saying? 5 years. 5 years. Not a single player ruined. Not a single player. Now, I didn't fuck Mahrez, bro. Mahrez just got treated a little bit like, I wouldn't say badly, but like ruthlessly is probably the word. Yeah. I don't think he didn't fuck Mahrez, but Mahrez can probably sit there and think he got hard done by a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I wouldn't say he fucked him. He's just a bit of an unlucky situation. Like I say, the biggest mad situation is for Mahrez is in the treble year. Yeah, Bernardo Silva just decided to go on a madness right wing. Like you know, I'm a big fan of Mahrez, innit? Like, bro, you'll struggle to find a bigger Mahrez fan than me, yeah. But I can't even complain that Mahrez didn't get in the right wing position in the treble year towards the back end in the big game because Bernardo was just doing bits, bro. It was just mad. Right, next year, Grealish. He didn't. I disagree that he ruined him. Did he ruin? I didn't ruin him, bro. ZDB. What did I say? What did I say? Did I say something? Should I have paused? What did I say, man? Yeah, that's a mad fee, I can't lie. That's crazy fee. I said Pep fucked Mahrez. Ah, shit. Ah, shit. Here we go again. Yeah, that's a crazy fee, man. I can't lie. But yeah, I disagree. I don't think he ruined him. I don't think he ruined him. Really. Would Grealish's career have been better if he played in the middle? Yeah, I think he might have done. But Sammy, I'm not biased. What have I said then so far? Bro, what have I said so far, Sammy, that you disagree with? Which player, all right, we're going to have a temporary pause here. Sammy, which player have I said on this list, yeah, so far, that you're saying that Pep did ruin, that I've said didn't? Which players? Which players, bro? Which players? We've literally just gone through the list. State your case, Bray. State your case. Etcher Messi. Yeah, he ruined Etcher Messi, innit? The fraud. He certainly never improved Grealish. That's fair. That's a fair comment. He didn't improve him as a player. Again, that's not all down to the manager. Sometimes you got to take personal responsibility, but I hear it. Yeah, you can say that there was no real Oh yeah, so I've not got to the list. So you can't call me biased when I've not even got to the new players though, innit, Samir? You gotta let me go through the list before you start calling me biased, bro. Come on, bro. Give me a chance, innit? Listen, I'll say this about Grealish, yeah? Could he have been better if he would have played in the midfield? Yeah, I think he would have been better. Yeah, but then you're faced with a new problem. Yeah? Is he better than Kevin De Bruyne in the middle? No. Would he have been better than Phil Foden in the middle? No. Would he have been better than Gundogan in the middle? Maybe not. I don't think it's clear cut on the Gundogan situation. Yeah? That's what you're then up against. Could he have been better than Kovacic this year? Yeah, I'll give you that one. Would he have been better than Bernardo Silva this year? Yeah, I'll give you that one. Could he have been better than maybe Kevin De Bruyne in certain games this year? Yeah, maybe I'll give you that one. But the only reason I'm giving you those is because these 3 players or 4 players are all towards the older side of their career and a lot slower and falling off. So that's not really a major plus point. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't think it's a Pep issue, man. Julian Alvarez, and this is the problem as well, right? Julian Alvarez, I was meant to say this again, I just forgot about it. I'm going to mention it now, right? Here's another thing that I've got to say. When people say, oh, it's Pep's fault because Pep's played him in left wing and he's not a left winger. He's a midfielder. If you would have played in midfield, it's all Pep's fault. He's misprofiled him. Right. Okay, that's cool. And maybe I agree that maybe he is a midfielder. Yeah. Although, like I've said, personally, I've not seen enough when he has played in midfield to suggest that he would have been much better anyway. But let's just go along with that. Yeah. Julian Alvarez is a striker. Last year, he played in midfield and did extremely well. Got criticised at times, obviously, for various things. However, on the whole, did very well. Fabian Delph was a midfielder and got stuck at left back. Zinchenko was an attacking midfielder and got stuck at left back. Ake is a centre back and been played at left back. John Stones is a centre back and played as a centre mid, and at times in the Champions League final played as an 8. We've had players like Foden play as a false 9. Bernardo Silva, false 9. Kevin De Bruyne, false 9. Now, again, I'm not trying to shut on Grealish, but like this debate and this conversation, ultimately, you have to have these conversations. A lot of these other players have all been played out of position. Nico O'Reilly, left back. Facts. A lot of these players have been played out of position and have performed, you know what, to a really high level. And to be honest with you, chat, yeah, we'd probably not give some of these players the credit they deserve, especially the likes of Zinchenko, yeah? Probably because he went to Arsenal. But he did a fantastic job for a period of time at left back. Yeah, he wasn't without fault. Of course, he made errors, but he did well. Delph, for a period of time, was unbelievable at left back. Matheus Nunes is a midfielder. Who's been our best left winger this year, chat? Who's been our best left winger from a form period? Not an overall season who got the best GNA. For me, it was probably Nunes. Maybe Savio. Savio was decent for a short time, but Nunes was fantastic on the left wing. Fantastic earlier in the season when he was played like 5 or 6, 7 games on that left wing. Nunes was brilliant. Nunes has then been moved to right back. And Nunes has been brilliant at right back. Again, not without fault, not without errors, but on the whole, has been performing to a good level. So much so that you've now got City fans saying, keep Nunes as our starting choice right back. So this is the problem that I've got with this conversation about, oh, well, if he's a midfielder, he's been playing in the wrong position. I hear it, and maybe I agree. However, why is there been so many other players, yeah, at this club under Pep Guardiola that have also not played in their traditional position and have done well, and some of them have exceeded? That's the question. You know what I mean? But again, it's Pep's fault. This is what I'm saying, man. Stone's inverting into DM. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's Pep's fault. It's always Pep's fault. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what's going on here? I don't know, man. Like I say, man, I like Grealish, man. I do like Grealish. I was buzzing when we was getting him and that. And I was buzzing when we signed him. You know, but ultimately, I just think the only reason this has not worked is his performances haven't been good enough. Again, if you look, I always say this out of chat. When you're looking for an answer, look for the most simple explanation. The most simple explanation is the performances. The performances. If he's performing well, he'd be playing. The performances haven't been there. That's why he's not in the team. You know, maybe there's something gone off the field. I don't know. But I say this as well: if Jack Grealish is as good now as everyone's saying he is, and whatever, he'll get a big move to a big Champions League team. Yeah, if it is just Pep, and everybody out there knows it's Pep, and that Grealish is actually this world-class player, he'll be at Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, PSG, yeah, or at bare minimum a Champions League team. We'll see, man. We know there should be. He's only 29. He's only 29, so there should be bids lining up. It is what it is. It's crazy, man. Haaland, notorious for being ruined by Pep Guardiola, broke the Premier League record in his first season. He's gone on to score a ridiculous amount of goals. This guy should never have been at the fucking football club. Yeah, Akanji. Pep never improves players. Took this guy £15 million from Borussia Dortmund. I still remember the day we signed this guy. But Borussia Dortmund fans were all over the timeline. Yeah, in our live streams, cooking us saying we've been scammed. Pep Guardiola took this guy, raised this guy's levels highly for about 18 months, 2 years. Yes, he's dropped off this year quite a lot. But for 15 million, 2 seasons, bench Kyle Walker in the Champions League final, by the way. Yeah, could have made, funny enough, he actually made a huge mistake in that game. But yeah, like, bro, what we're doing here? It's crazy. Brilliant. And I'm not having any ruined Phillips, because Phillips, for me, it was just not the one. He should never have been signed. But you're probably right. I actually legit agree with you there. If there's actually one player that he'd probably say that one over Grealish. I'm not having that Phillips was ruined by Pep, but yeah, he's probably got more of a claim, in my opinion. More of a claim. Gavardiol, again, stunning. Nunes ruined him. I won't say he's ruined him, but it was a stupid signing if Pep wasn't going to play him in midfield. You know what I mean? However, right, even if you did say, oh, well, Pep ruined Nunes, yeah, because he bought him and then never played him in midfield. Okay, let's go with that, yeah? The problem that you've got then with that argument is that then Nunes has excelled at left wing and has excelled, yeah, at right back. So, so that's what I'm saying. It's kind of fucked Nunes in the way that, he doesn't play him in midfield, which is his preferred position and his actual midfielder, yeah? But Nunes has then excelled. Nah, bro, because I'm saying, right, let's go. I'll give you it then. I'll say Pep fuck Nunes, yeah? But then you've got to, so then we say, yeah, look, he's done it with him as well. But the problem is then, yeah, the difference is this guy's now excelling at right back. Yeah, this guy's a key part of our team. City fans, yeah, are here saying, why did this guy not start in the right back position at the FA Cup final? Why did he not start right back against Southampton? City fans are actively asking now for Nunes to be in this team. So while you could say, yeah, he's kind of fucked him by not playing him in midfield, yeah, which I still think is not really true because he's not good enough in midfield because he loses the ball too much. And that is a scouting issue, which again doesn't come down to Pep Guardiola. That's a Tiki issue and a scouting issue. Nunes has then managed to reinvent himself as a player in a different position. 2 different positions. 2. Just as Zinchenko reinvented himself at left back, just as Delph reinvented himself at left back, just as Ake reinvented himself at left back. No, Jack, because it's 2 years old, bro. Just as Akanji reinvented himself at right back. You know what I'm saying? So what we're saying then, this guy could only play in one position. £100 million player that can only play in one position. Ridiculous, man. So listen, I'll give you that then a little bit. I'll give you a 50% one on that one. That Pep kind of fucked Nunes, even though I don't really... And to be fair, I think I'm glazing that, to be honest with you, because I don't think it's Pep's fault. I think it's a scouting issue, yeah, and a Tiki issue. But even if I give it you, Nunes has still managed to reinvent himself in a different position in the team to be a benefit to this squad and a player that, listen, I don't think he's amazing, yeah, but I respect the guy and I think he's putting in some good performances in. Doku's not been ruined. He's performing exactly how he was at Stade Rennes. Kovacic is just doing the same thing. And Echeverry's new. Marmoush, ruined. He's coming to Manchester City as our, 3rd highest goal scorer or whatever. Nico Gonzalez, bit of a weird one, that one. Yeah, you want to say ruined, whatever, but that is weird. But then again, he's not been ruined, has he? Because he's actually played way more than people think. People are like, he's benched. He never gets played. When I check the stats, he's only not played in about 3 games, you know. He's only not played in about 3 games. So I won't say ruined that one. Huzanov not ruined. I need it too early to say, really. You can't really judge these, to be honest with you. These are brand new signings, isn't it? So there's just no evidence there. There's just no evidence there that he ruins play. It's just a load of nonsense, man. It's a load of nonsense, bro. Fucking mad. All right, bro, it's a madness, bro. His biggest L this year for ruining it is probably himself, bro. Because some of his tactics this year have been crazy. Some of his tactics this year have been not right. Do you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. Anyway, smash these likes up, chat, if you've not done so already. Got the boxing on the second screen. Oh, Switzerland are winning 3-2 against Mexico. Anyone cares? Oh, Akanji's playing in that one. Maybe Akanji now, because he's playing for Switzerland, he's dropping a man of the match 10 out of 10 performance because he's not got Pep as his manager. Chat. What are you saying? What are you saying? How's Kyle Walker doing at AC Milan? Now he's not being managed by Pep Guardiola. Is he dropping man of the match performances on the reg, Walker? Are AC Milan about to bid 20 million to sign Walker? Are they begging us? Are they begging us for Walker now that he's not being managed by Pep Guardiola? Is that happening? Calvin Phillips, now that he's left Manchester City, he's been on a number of loan deals. Have we got teams begging to take Calvin Phillips off our hands now that he's being managed by now that he's not being managed by Pep? Is that happening now? No. It's almost as if it's not Pep, isn't it? It's almost as if it's not Pep. Yeah, also, this is also just fucking true. Yo, big up to you, bro. Yeah. This is also just true. This is also just true. Like, even if Pep were to ruin a couple of players, which I don't think he does, who gives a shit? Really? Do you care, chap, if we're winning all the major honours? Mad. I'll be one of our fan base. I don't think the thing is, right, you know the Akanji, yeah? I seen a take, and it was a very interesting take. It said Akanji is an extremely lucky Manchester City player. And I was like, what? And I read it, and someone made this. It's a what if situation, so some of you ain't gonna like it, but it was interesting. Food for thought. Champions League final. He did the bozo where he just let the ball keep going. Remember when that guy ran onto it or whatever, and he thought Edison was going to get it, and Edison thought Akanji was going to get it, but Akanji definitely should have got the ball. That could have cost us the Champions League final, and it was his fault against Spurs last season at White Hart Lane when Ortega had to make the save. And I seen a take, someone said, in a different universe, Akanji could have been at fault for the reason we didn't win the Champions League and the reason we didn't win the Premier League last year because of the two bozo errors. But now this year he's been bad, mate. He's been very bad this year. But a lot of players have been bad, yeah. But he has been very bad this year, in my opinion, Manuel Akanji. Yeah, but the treble year, it was fantastic, and last year was fantastic. But this year he's dropped off a cliff. However, I think it was predictable, and I did predict that he'd fall off this year because what you got to understand is these last 2 years of Akanji, yeah, the first 2 years, not this year, the first 2 years, he was overperforming. He wasn't performing at his natural level. He was performing at an exceeded level. And it was unlikely that he was going to be able to maintain that for the rest of his career. So I think he was always due a drop. Unfortunately for him, he's dropped quite a lot this year. But that was fine because, again, and I've said this so many times, you've got to remember, he was brought in as a fifth choice centre-back for 15 million quid. He was brought in as squad backup, emergency rotation. That's what he was brought in for. And if for the last 3 years, he was just a rotated player that did all right, no one would say anything. But because and this is a credit to him, but because he come in and performed to such a high degree in the treble year, dropped off a little bit last year, but he was still good. And then this year he dropped off massively. People are like, oh, he's fucking shit, sell him. I'm saying no. What he needs to do for me this year, i.e. this new season, is just go back to being what his original purchase was for, which is fifth choice squad rotation. And that's fine. That is absolutely fine. There's no problems with that, man. There's no problems with that. I would not be selling him Pyrex. I would not be selling him. He's versatile, bro. He can play left back, right back, and centre back. And he don't mind it. He would not mind doing that. Diaz is not playing at a good level either compared to what he was doing 2 years ago, but he's better than Akanji this year, and he's been better than Akanji he's probably at a similar level last year, but this year he's definitely been better than Akanji still, but he's still dropped off. But you don't want to be selling Akanji, man. You do want to be selling Akanji as a listen. If you want to have a fifth choice academy player, fine. Yeah, I'm not that arsed, but they're not going to play that many games. The development will be hindered, and it's unlikely that they'll be able to then make that jump into being a starting player. If you want Vita Hayes to be a starter, if you want Juma Bar to be a starter, they need to play regular football. That means you need to loan them out. Now, if you want to trust Simpson Pusey, maybe you don't think Simpson Pusey can play first team football, but you don't mind him being 5th choice. Cool. I'm cool with that. Yeah, I don't know if he's good enough to be a 5th choice. I've not seen enough of him. But if you think that's fine. But if you think Juma Bar or Vita Hayes are going to get better and better to the point where they can be starting it week in, week out for us, but they're not playing and they're under a bench, I just don't think that's right. I think they need to be playing week in. I think they need to develop that way. So, yeah, I'd definitely be keeping Akanji. And then next year, I'd be looking at moving Akanji on next summer. You know? Yeah, but these awards being jack shit, bro, with respect. Like, playing in the academy and playing in first team football is completely different. You know? Yeah, he does look class beyond belief, man. But, like, it's again, I'm not saying it because I don't like him. I'm saying it because I do like him. I think Vita Hayes could be quality and be a starting centre-back for us, maybe. No, bro, no, come on, man. We have to be ruthless with the first team, first 11 players, not the 5th choice centre-back. The 5th choice centre-back is chill. I want to be ruthless with our starting 11. Not the 5th choice centre-back. The 5th choice centre-back is just like, bro, this guy should never really be playing, man, unless we've got an emergency situation. Shout out Matty. Says Grealish had imposter syndrome, has never applied himself properly. If anything, Pep gave him more chances than anybody else ever. Absolute PR crap, says Matthew. Yeah, the imposter syndrome, I think, is a defo shout that it might be legit because some of the way that he was speaking and that, like, this is why I always say, man, like, Cherki, mate. Cherki's going to cook, man. Cherki's going to cook, mate. Because I'm telling you now, yeah, Cherki's going to walk into training. Cherki's not going to look at Haaland, Rodri, Foden, Doku, Savinho, all these players and be like, oh, you're on mint. Cherki's going to walk on that training pitch and go, I'm better than all of you. Watch this. Get the ball with his left foot, fucking overhead kick it with his right foot, and then just walk off with mad aura. Bro, that's what I'm telling you, he's going to do that because he backs himself. And this is why it didn't work out for Phillips. Yeah? Trust me, man, you can learn a lot by a new signings interview. A new signings interview, man, you can tell a lot by a player. If the player sat there in an interview and he's glazing the club, glazing the players, glazing everything, yeah, red flag, red flag. I want a player in an interview to be sat there going, like, maybe respect the players, innit, but go, I'm here to get in the team. I'm not here to sit on the bench. I'm here to get in the team, play, show the fans my ability, show the manager my abilities and win trophies. That's what I'm here for. That's what I want to be hearing from interviews, man. New signings. Tell me that you're mint. Remember, transfer windows are very simple. It's a very simple concept. You buy players that are better than your current players. So the player that you're buying, yeah, obviously you have a unique situation. You might buy squad rotation, but ultimately you try to buy better players than you currently got. And you can buy better squad rotation players than you currently got, right? So in an interview, I want the player to tell me why we bought you. Your chance as a player, this is your first opportunity. And what did they say? Yeah, first opportunities. What's it called? What's that saying? First, like viewings or whatever, it matters, whatever. Yeah, first 10 seconds of meeting someone like is important. Butchered it, but I'm tired. I'm running off 5 hours sleep. Tell me why you're going to be mint at this club. Tell me what to watch. I don't know. I'm telling you now, yeah. I say 75% of City fans probably don't know too much about Cherki. Yeah? Why? Because most fans don't watch the French league and he's only played one game for France and that was last night or the night before and he played 30 minutes. So you're coming to the football club with a lot of City fans not seeing too much of you. Obviously, you're going to get the hardcore football fans who just watch every game and they'll know loads about Cherki. I know loads of you in the chat know loads about Cherki. But there'll be people like me, yeah, who I say I'm a football fanatic. I watch a lot of football. Yeah, and I do watch a bit outside the Premier League. I've definitely increased that, but I still don't know too much about Cherki. Yeah, I've only seen a little bit. So you tell me what we're looking for. You tell me your opportunity, man, to tell the fans what. Don't sit there talk about Kevin De Bruyne and that. I'm here to win. I'm here to get in the team. I'm not here to just hold bench. Do you know what I'm saying? You've got to back yourself. Yeah, you're at elite level football club. You're here because you deserve to be here. Now, whether sometimes we might not agree with that chat, like in the case of someone like a Calvin Phillips, yeah, I didn't think that was a good signing and that. Do you know what I mean? But ultimately, And obviously, other players, you guys will have your own opinions on other players. You'll think he's not good enough. LB, I say he is good enough. Yeah, we get it with other players, right? But ultimately, the club thinks you're good enough to be at the football club. Yeah. All right, Jake, it looks like a pretty good tear up. I've not fully been watching it, but I kept my eye on it. There's a lot of shots being thrown, man. Give us, it's your opportunity, man. So yeah, it's that's a crazy one, man. I can't lie. But yeah, big up Nathan, man. Sorry, not Nathan, Matthew. Big up, Matty. Appreciate it, bro. Big up Haneen says enough for Pep that he made KDB Chelsea reject into the best midfielder of the league. Made Rodrizontal Rodri into Ballon d'Or. Yeah, he also made Foden into PFA Player of the Year. He also got Akanji, yeah, who was a 5th choice centre back for 15 million quid that Dortmund fans said was shit. Benching Kyle Walker, yeah. He also got Fabian Delph to be very good at left back for a period of time. He also got an attacking midfielder. Yeah, because remember when we bought Zinchenko from FC UFA, he was an attacking midfielder. He got him as a left back. He won the league with a fucking false 9. Yeah, but he ruins players. Crazy work, mate. Crazy work, Handin. Mad, innit? We got Thoughtbot says what Pep does is make players robotic. The problem is he tries things with players that don't work and refuses to recognize that at times when we need something out the box, he punishes it. I disagree on the robotic thing. I just disagree. I don't think he does make players robotic. I think that is not true. I think he gives the players the license to do it. I think that's an issue with the modern game. How much skills do you see in football now? When I was growing up, right, I was watching players like Ronaldinho and shit, yeah? I was watching shit like Ronaldinho and that. Who does that anymore? Where is that? I just think it's a football thing. I don't think it's a Pep thing. I think people look at it and say, Pep's doing this, Pep's doing that. I don't think it is. I think it's a football thing. I really do. I think it's a football thing. Where are these mad... Look at Brazil's team now. Look at Brazil's team. Where are the fucking Brazilians, mate? Where are the Brazilians, mate? Look at the Brazil team from 15, 20 years ago, and now look at it. Where are the skills? I don't think it's a Pep thing, man. I really don't. I think it's a fucking football thing, mate. And Doku's not robotic, is he? Bloody hell, he's the opposite of robotic. Do you know what I mean? The players aren't there. Where are these flair players? They don't exist. Or there's very few of them. Very few of them. Very, very few of them. But he does refuse to recognise some stuff because that's the type of manager he is. He's a stubborn manager. But, the success of being stubborn for him outweighs the negatives. Now, when it goes bad, i.e. making stupid decisions like Rodri dropping for the final, one winning 14, didn't change it enough. Yeah, didn't play the kids quick enough. And it just got into a fucking horrendous situation where we won 1 game in 14, which is just awful. I mean, any other manager, he would have been sacked. Yeah. But I just don't believe that he does make... I don't think he makes players robotic, man. I don't think he does. I don't think he does. I don't think he does. Okay, let's say Pep made 22, 23 robots in his team. What's stopping all the other players do? Yeah, exactly, man. Flair, bro. This is facts. Bro, flair in general in football is just not existing. It don't exist. Why? I'll tell you why. Number of reasons. Players are being coached from the age of 8, 9, 10 years old to play passing football, and they don't want to lose the ball, yeah? So therefore, they don't get coached on skills, yeah? Where are the skills? There's a coaching issue from the academies. Yeah, it's a systemic issue in football that these kids and growing up into their teenage years, they don't do the skills. Where are the skills? Where? Why? Because someone will do a skill move, they'll lose the ball, and someone will go, oh, why did you do that, mate? Next time, just keep the ball, keep it. No, this is what I'm saying. It's a football issue. Street ballers are a dying breed. Facts. It's all retention, ball retention. Facts, bro. A certain team ruined Rashford and Anthony, not us, says Selman. But I said this the other day, on a stream, and some United fan tried arguing with me, saying that Pep's ruined more players than Man United have. I was like, what? I was like, are you joking me? Are you actually joking me? You should have seen, he did a list. He actually sent in, bro, a $10 donation. All right, should I try and find it? Let me put it up, boys. Honestly, man, it's crazy. All right, let me pull up this super chat, that this guy, oh man, it was crazy. Like, honestly, he sent it in. So basically, I'll give you the backstory before I bring it up. We're speaking about United, and I said, "Oh yeah, United have ruined all these players over the years." Like, I mean, because it's not been a good environment. I didn't say it in like a bantery way. I said United's dressing room has not been a good dressing room, and therefore it's ruined a lot of players over the last couple of years. They need to sort that dressing room out, and sort the toxicity out, and all that kind of shit. Anyway, some guy super chatted and said, "Can't believe you just said that, LB." City, Pep Guardiola's ruined way more players than United. So he said, "Dare me to send you the list, and I'll send you the list of City players that Pep's ruined." So I was like, "All right, and send me the list." And he sent a list. You want to see the players on the list? Honestly, man, I was like, what is going on here? A sec, I'll find it now. Is that it? I swear it's a yellow super chat. All right, I found the original super chat. So this was the original super chat, yeah? So the original super chat is, LB, stop lying. I can name 10 players Man City destroyed. Players flop on the daily. It go quickly, you replace, and that's what City do. So he basically, they put dare me, right? So he said, players flop on the daily, yeah? City have destroyed 10 players. The only thing City do is to buy replacements quicker than everybody else, right? And then he said, dare me. So I was like, all right, go on then. And then he actually did. He said, so he sent a $10 chat in, yeah? I appreciate the super chat, innit? But like, he sent a $10 super chat in, and then he sent the next $10 super chat. All right, boys, look at the fucking names on this list. Look at the names on this list. Look at the names on this list that Manchester City have apparently ruined. Yeah, one sec. Negredo. He put Negredo on the list. His first player was Negredo, who had his best ever season in football at Manchester City in his first year with fucking Pellegrini. That link up between Aguero was ridiculous, bro. Yeah, and he won a double. Jovetic. We ruined Jovetic. Are you mad? The guy could never stay fit. How did we ruin him? How is that our fault? The guy was never fucking fit. Balotelli. We ruined Balotelli. What is he waffling? Laporte is on the list. Yeah, Adebayor's ruined by City. That's a fucking bullshit as well. Rubinho, all right, whatever. I might give you that one. Clichy. He put Clichy on the list. Gael Clichy. How did we ruin Gael Clichy? Clichy was mint. Samir Nasri's on the list. How the fuck is Samir Nasri on the list? Nasri was mint for City as well. What's all that about? Chat? Who else is on the list? Wilfried Boney. Bro, this guy had one good season ever in his career, where he scored 31 goals, Got bought by Swansea. He scored... How the fuck we bought this guy, by the way, is a disgrace, He scored 17 goals, then he scored 9, and then we went and spent a load of cash on him. How we even spent that much money on him in the first place is ridiculous. Yeah, he scored 31 goals, for Vitesse Arnhem. And then he went to Swansea, scored 17 and then 9. Like, bro, how that's even... Like, I'm not saying we ruined him, but like we should never have bought him in the first place. Who else on the list? Delph. We took this guy, from Villa and made him a Premier League champion. What's he waffling? Played mint at left back for time. So that is just horrendous work, mate. And this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying about this narrative that City and Pep ruin players, is that people People just go with it. You know what people are like? People are sheep, right? People are sheep in it. So someone will put something. Someone will put something there, and then someone will just go with it because they're fucking stupid and they can't come up with their own opinions. So they just go with someone else's dead opinions. And then they force it. And because they don't actually think about it, because they don't actually believe it, they're just going with it because they don't have their own opinions. They just end up saying stupid stuff. They just end up saying stupid stuff. And then you can just prove it. You can just prove it with facts. You can just prove it with facts. You know what I mean? But this is the problem these days, bro. No one comes with their own opinions, innit? People just like hear an opinion and go, yeah, I'm going to go run with that, innit? Because someone else comes with it. It's cool to be part of like a narrative, innit? It's cool to be part of a narrative. It's cool to be part of a narrative where you hear something, you hear other people and just go, oh, yeah, they're all saying it, so it must be true. They're all saying it because it must be true. You know what I mean? Like, have your own opinion. Have your own opinion, and then we'll have a debate about it. Yeah. I think you might get cooked. I get cooked all the time. I have some stinky opinions. I know I have stinky opinions, but they're my opinions. Yeah, I'm my opinions. You guys have got some opinions. Some of your opinions are stupid as well. Yeah, I've seen some of your opinions. It's crazy. But at least you've got your own opinions. You know what I mean? I'd rather you say a dead opinion and back it with chest that nobody else thinks, but you have that opinion and you legitimately believe. You're not saying it just to like, you know, get views, clicks on Twitter or whatever. You say it because you believe it. And everyone goes, that's our mad opinion. But at least you say it and you back it with your own chest. But when you just join in a narrative because, you know, you can't come up with your own opinion, man, it's just dead. Follow the leader. Facts, Sean. Follow the leader behavior. Oh, they're all saying it, so I'm just going to say it. Have your own opinion, man. Because the problem is, yeah, you're then going to get cooked. When we do the evidence-based projects, yeah, and we do the investigation, just like we've done then, yeah, and that guy said to me, you do it all the time, you ruin players. So I go, all right, then prove it to me. The problem is then when I ask for evidence, you're fucked because you've not done the research. You've not thought about it. For me, yeah, saying something like Pep Guardiola ruins players, yeah, you got to do the research on it first. You got to look at it. You got to look into it. Right, let me go. Like we did then. We just went through the list of all the signings and maybe I glaze a little bit, whatever, but maximum 3 players, max. And even then, I think I'm being like a little bit harsh. I don't think he's ruined 3 players. But let's say maximum he's ruined 3 players. 3 players in 10 years. That's a W, mate, all day long. You're not going to get W's and hit rates of 100% on every signing and every player. Sometimes some, you know, players aren't going to work. Nah, Timothy, I'm just saying like, you know what I mean? I'm just giving an example. So then when I say to you, all right, then give me a list of 10 players that we've ruined, you're screwed. You're screwed because you've not done the research. So then what you do is you're forced, yeah, to make yourself look like an idiot by saying players that should be nowhere near the list and actually should be on a different list, the opposite list, a list something like Pep's actually elevated. Like Fabian Delph. Fabian Delph was brought into Manchester City as a bang average midfielder, yeah? And that's good. Average is in like good midfielder, but bang average midfielder. And he was turned into for a period of time, a very solid left back. And a left back that helps City for a period of time. Laporte. What the centre back that was competing with Van Dijk for best centre back in the Prem for a period of time. Obviously, it didn't last forever. You know what I mean? Eventually, Van Dijk did go clear on that metric, but there was a time when Laporte and Van Dijk were in the same sort of conversation. Like, what are we doing here, man? You know what I mean? It's crazy. And the fact that you're putting names in like Gael Clichy, yeah, who hasn't played a game for Manchester City in 11 years, 12 years, shows you just how bad that, you know, that is, that you're going back. Like, bro, if I go United, yeah, I could do United, mate, yeah, and I could give you so many players that have been ruined by that football club, yeah, in the last 8 years. You're picking names out from time ago. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Wilfried Boney. Crazy work, mate. But that's the narratives. The narrative will narrative. And the thing is with these narratives, yeah, they're very powerful. They're very powerful. Because of social media, Twitter, YouTube, and that, soon as a narrative gets going, yeah, as soon as a narrative gets going, bro, it's unstoppable. It's unstoppable. It's unstoppable, chat. And, you know, it gets to the point where, like, you sat there and you're looking at all these fucking idiots and you're like, what are you going on about? But you can't fight it. You can't fight it. You can't fight it on Twitter, man. Yeah, you can't. Twitter's cooked, bro. That app is cooked. You can't fight it on Twitter, mate. You know, if someone puts a tweet, yeah, who's got 500,000 followers, and they put out an L take, we all know it's an L take. They're probably doing it for clicks and all that kind of shit, yeah. Then if I respond in the comments and reply, I could either just say you're chatting shit. Well, that's not going to do anything to change the narrative. Or I could try and disprove the narrative. But how long would my response be, yeah, to prove my narrative? And is anyone going to care? Is anyone going to read it? Probably no one's going to read it. You know, the thing of like, oh, that I'm not reading all that. Really happy for you, or really sorry that happened. Yeah, like no one's reading it all. And people are probably too dumb to understand it anyway. So what's the point? What's the point? So you just cooked, really. You just cooked. It's that madness. Yeah, and you got people like Goldbridge who are just like, they're so powerful in the football narrative space. Because again, people will listen to this guy and just take everything that he says and just run with it. So many people do that. And he has a lot of power when it comes to football narrative. A lot of power. You know what I mean? Because there's so many people that listen to him. Yeah, listen, people that listen to him, people that listen to him. But people listen to him, but then they go with everything that he says. And it's like, bro, it's the same with me. If you listen to something I say, don't just like, oh yeah, he said it, so it's legit. Bro, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just a City fan, bro. I'm just a football fan, bro. I don't know what I'm talking about. I've not got a degree. Do you know what I mean? I could be chatting shit. But this is what people do. People listen to people and they go, oh yeah, everything he says is legit, so I'll go with him. City are boring to watch. City are boring to watch. Pep's a checkbook manager. Pep's a checkbook manager. Fergie was never a checkbook manager. Pep was. That's why Fergie's the goal. All right, so 2012, when Fergie lost the league, he didn't go out and buy Van Persie, one of the best strikers in the Premier League, off a rival for 30 million, and then pretty much won the league because of Van Persie. Oh, okay. Okay. So, right, cool. He didn't break the British transfer record 6-7 times. No, okay. So, narratives. It's all narratives. But again, there's so many fucking idiots, yeah, or as mutants, as some people would call them, that it's difficult to fight. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, bro. It's facts. Bro, where's the clip, man? I need to load this clip in. Have I got the clip? I ain't got the clip. It's Denzel, innit? Denzel every time. Facts. Facts, bro. Yeah, but the thing is, in Sal, yeah, is that like, I don't have a problem with it. You have to buy players. You know what, right? Fair dues, yeah. If Pep Guardiola sat in press conferences, yeah, and said, oh, it's all me, it's nothing to do with the players, like, bro, I could do this with dead players, like, fairs. I get it. Whenever Pep Guardiola is asked about why he's such a good manager, what does he always say, chat? What's the first thing he says when the guy's in a press conference, when he goes to do an interview? They say, "Oh, Pep, why are you the goal? Why are you such a good manager?" What's the first thing he always says? The first thing. He says it all the time. He says, "I got the best players." He says it's the players. He literally says the reason I win is because of the players. It's not like he's a fraud. It's not like he's sat here going, "Oh yeah, I can win the play. I could win the Champions League or the league with dead players, man. I'm the goal. I'm to get the best." He says, "Because I got the best players." He did an interview the other day. What do you need this summer? I need better players. That's what he said. The first thing come out of his mouth. What do you need this summer? He said, I need better players. He literally tells everyone all the time. But yeah, people just say like, oh, the only reason is because he took the players. Why did Fergie win? Why did he have the best players? Why did Zidane do a three-peat with Real Madrid Champions League? Why? It's because you had fucking Gareth Bale and Ronaldo playing in the same bloody team with Luka Modric in his prime, Di Maria, Benzema, Ramos, Courtois. He had the best players. It's always about the players. Football will always be about the players. And yes, the manager, obviously, yeah, is referees. Big up, bro. It's always about the players, man. It's always about the players. And yes, managers are important. Of course they are, yeah. But the truth is, yeah, you can be the greatest manager of all time. But if you're managing a team with shit players, you're not going to win anything. You're just not. You got to have good players. Well, Mourinho won a fucking treble with Inter Milan. Bro, go and have a look at that Inter Milan team. Acting like Inter Milan team was dead or something, man. It's crazy. It's facts, Paul, as well. It's facts. Now, this is wild, man. I can't lie, man. It's a madness. Yo, big up Eric, man. Says that's the vibe I got from Marmouche first interview. Yeah, exactly. Marmouche first interview. Yeah? What did he say? Marmouche joins City. Let's see if his first interview said. Let me see what he's saying. I can't remember what he said, bro. I can't lie. He says it's a big honor. Listen to what he says, yeah? It's a big honor. I'm really happy to be the first player to play for Manchester City from Egypt. I'm going to show what my country has. He's literally saying, bro, I'm going to show you, yeah? I'm literally putting Egypt on my back and representing my country, yeah? Representing my country at this club. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a madness. It's a madness, man. Crazy work, man. I got Selma says, irony is Rio's United ruined more players than us. Yeah, facts. United have been a disgrace over the last decade. Yeah, you speak to United fans. No United fans going to disagree with that. No United fans going to disagree with that, man. Yeah, some of the players, man. Yeah, look at all the unks that they bought back in the 8 years ago. Look at all the unks, man. Yeah, they ruined the players, man. It's crazy. It's a wild one. I smashed these likes up as well, people. The best quote from the late, great coming, yeah, as well. Yeah, sad time, that, man. I remember Popsy. I think Popsy met him or was close to him or something as well. But yeah, it's facts. It's always the players. Always the players, bro. It's always the players. All comes down to good recruitment and scouting. Again, right, I need to really start fucking bookmarking tweets and interviews, yeah? Ian Holloway, he did an interview, right? And he said in the interview, 90% of the way your season's going to go will be down to your transfers. He was spot on. He was spot on. He was spot on. Yeah? Your season basically depends on transfers. Why did City not win the league last year? Transfers. Why did Arsenal not win the league last year? Transfers. Now, Liverpool won the league, yeah, but I'm not saying every team, but usually it's transfers. Most of the time, it's transfers. That's how your season goes. You got to get your transfer window right, man. It's so important. It's so important. Why is City going to do well this year, chat? Transfers. We haven't spent 200 billion in January. We're going to spend another 200 billion transfers to buy better players. Why are Liverpool going to be challenging for the Premier League again next year? Why are they going to do well in the Champions League? Because they're going to spend 100 and something million on Vert. They're buying Frimpong. They're getting Kirkes. And they're probably going to get a striker. Transfers. It's a madness. Nah, no Cherki news yet, bro. Maybe tomorrow, innit? Big up to Chicken Wing says Varane, Phil Jones, Bebe, Kleberson, Jemba, Obertan, Forlan, Zaha, Nick Powell, Fergie has blood on his hands. Bro, it's madness, bro. There's so many players, man. But who cares? You think anyone cares? United fans don't care. They won everything. Do you know what I mean? But no manager's going to have 100% hit rate. No manager's going to have 100% hit rate, man. It's part of the game. You get transfers wrong. You get transfers wrong. Sometimes you get them really wrong. Like we've done a couple. Sometimes you get them a little bit wrong. And sometimes it just doesn't work out. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. Sometimes you maybe bought a player, maybe just because of the price you overpaid. You know what I'm saying? But that's football, man. Hand on heart, where do you think we finish next season? All right, based off the fact that we're going to sign Ike, Nori, Cherki, Reinders, let's say we get Liverpool, all right? But obviously, I don't know if we're going to get him, but I reckon City are going to launch a big bid after the Club World Cup, right? So we get them 4, right? I don't see why that can't win the league. I would not have us favourites until I see Rodri cooking. I would still have Liverpool as favourites for the league until I see Rodri cooking. As soon as I see Rodri cooking, I'll put City as the favourites. But if Rodri cooks and we're bringing them 4, I think we win. But I need to see Rodri cook. If Arsenal for me, you know, I don't really know what business they're doing, man. I don't know what the fuck they're doing over there, man. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. I thought they was going to like have signings done rapid because they didn't sign anyone in January. And something that a lot of Arsenal fans told me was that LB maybe don't necessarily agree with it, but you know, the reason why Arsenal haven't signed anyone in January is because they're going to get all the deals done in the summer. All right. Well, I don't really agree with that as a principle because you're in a title race in January. Go and sign players to try and win the title last season rather than wait, not win the title and then try again. Like, what's the whole point of that? But hey, okay, let's go with that kind of twisted logic, but let's go with it. Where are the signings? You've had 6 months. You've not signed anyone yet. What the hell's going on? So yeah, I'm not sure what Arsenal are doing there, to be honest with you. Ian Holloway's in a press conference. Oh, yeah, Ian Holloway's, what a guy, man. What a guy. What a guy, man. Yeah, he's a top guy, isn't he? You know, him, Redknapp, Warnock. Yeah, even Big Sam. These are legends, man. These are legends of the game, man. I can't lie, in their own little way. It's crazy. Would you rather have won the treble or win 6 Champions Leagues? That's a great question. I think the treble for me is when you realise that Real Madrid have never done a treble, I think you realise just how hard it is to do a treble. Yeah, only City and United have done a treble in this country. I think there's only like 6 or 7 teams in Europe that have done the treble. And obviously winning 6 Champions League is also hard, but I think to win a treble, you truly have to have a top manager and a top team, like a top world-class elite team. Yeah. Whereas you could win 6 Champions League over the course of 50, 60, 70 years. Yeah, it's good, obviously. It's nice. But I think to win a treble, I think a treble for me is like, wow, that team is special. That team is special. You know what I mean? Like, if you win the treble for me, like, that team is... Why are you always talking about Madrid? Bro, I swear down. I've literally mentioned them. Like, what? Bro, we're an hour and a half into the stream. I literally mentioned them a couple of times, bro. But, yeah, like you got to. If you win a treble, bro, that team is just goated, isn't it? Just goated team. It's a madness. They are shit. Stop over. I wasn't even speaking about that. I was speaking about treble. So it's mad. How quick was you to write that? By the way, I literally said, yeah. I didn't even rate them. This is crazy. Again, I don't know why you're even putting that in the chat, bro. I'll be real with you, man. Like, I don't know how quick you wrote that. It's crazy, but I didn't even rate them. I said they've never won a treble, and you took that as I'm glazing them, saying the mint. See what I'm dealing with here, chat? See what I deal with on a daily basis. Unless he's rage baiting. Maybe he's rage baiting. I don't know. It's actually wild. Yo, built Norbert, man, for the donation, bro. Says Pep's primary concern is the performance of the team. If a player's profile or performance doesn't fit the system at the point in time, Pep can't force them in. There'll always be players affected by this. Yeah, that's facts, Norbert. But at the same time, right, other players have managed to get themselves in a team in a different position and do well. So people who are saying, well, it's Pep's fault because Grealish isn't a left winger, well, then you have to deal with, well, why did Zinchenko not manage to nail down a left back spot? When he's at... Zinchenko originally was an attacking midfielder when we bought him, you know. Yet he did a job at left back. Why did Delph do a job at left back? Why did Cafunes doing a job at right back? Why did Cafunes doing a job at left wing? Why did Foden do false 9? Why did Bernardo done false 9? Why is De Bruyne done false 9? Why is Jesus play mint on the wing? Yeah, he's technically a striker. I think his best position's on the wing, which I told Arsenal fans actually when they signed him. I remember telling Pops and Robbie from Arsenal Fan TV. I remember saying to them, both of them, when they signed Jesus, I said, "You do realise you signed a winger?" And they're both like, "What?" I said, "His best position's a wing." The best I ever saw Jesus was when he was on the wing. 100%. 100%. 100,000,000%. And you know what? I actually thought he was a very good winger. Jesus on form, I'd take him over Doku and Savio on form as a winger. I would, 100%. I thought he was a very good winger. Very, very good winger. Even left wing, though, Claus. Even left wing. Left wing, he was good as well. Left wing, he was good as well. Big games as well, facts. Big games, he was big. Yeah, he was a big game player. The problem is he's just not clinical enough in front of goals. You can't have him as a striker. You have him as a backup striker, cool, but you don't want to be a backup striker. Jesus on the wing is a very good winger. Very good winger. But obviously, I don't think he wants to play there, or maybe the managers haven't clocked it. But if you could guarantee me that Jesus was going to stay fit and play like he did in form on the wing, I'd have him at City on the wing. That was never going to happen. I'm just saying, like, in a hypothetical situation. Yeah, workhorse. Never stop working. Never stop working. Good player. He's a good player, Jesus. He is a good player. He's just not good enough to be a striker. He's not good enough to be a striker. He's not, well, to be a first choice striker in a top team, because he's just not clinical enough. And that's the problem. And I always say this, but the moment I knew Jesus wasn't going to be Aguero's replacement was when Aguero got injured and Jesus started, I think, 9 games in a row as a striker, didn't score a single goal. And that's just bad, isn't it? That's just bad. Because like even Haaland this year is like, I don't think Haaland's been great this year. I think it's probably been his worst season out of the 3 he's done so far. He's still scored 30 goals. He never went 9 games in a row without scoring a goal. You know what I mean? And like at City, yeah, you're going to score anywhere between 6 and 12, 6 and 13. I know it's a bit of a wide range, but it depends how good you are. You're going to score about 6 to 13 goals as a striker just by being in the box and getting tap-ins, because we dominate the ball so much. Maybe less so this year because we've been not great creativity, but you are going to score quite a few goals, yeah, every season by just being a striker and being in the box, yeah? Now, I don't agree with people like Mikel Antonio who say that he scored 30 goals at City if he was a striker. That's bollocks, yeah? That ain't never happening, mate, yeah? And you're not giving the strikers like Aguero and Haaland anywhere near enough credit, yeah? But you're going to score goals just by being in the box and just getting tap-ins. And the fact he didn't score a single goal in 9 games. I can't remember if it was 9. It might have been like 8. Or it might have been 10. I don't remember, yeah? But it was like, I remember because it happened. He didn't score a single goal for like 10. And I was like, wow, that's pretty mad. And just not clinical enough. But he's a good player. He is a good player. But I think his best position's on the wing. And, you know, so we'll see. He's better than Martinelli as a winger. He's better than Martinelli as a winger. He's better than Trossard as a winger, in my opinion, when he's in form and he's fully fit. But the problem is, I think his knees are cooked now. I'm sure they were saying that he's had like 3 knee surgeries, chat. Can you believe this? I mean, I'm not a doctor, right? But that doesn't sound good to me, boys. Let me check his injury history. You know, he's had a cruciate ligament tear. Fuck. Yeah, he's had. Wow, his knees might be cooked. Wow, fucking hell. This ain't good, man. You know what he's had, chat? Yeah, he's had torn knee ligaments. That was for City. I remember when he did his ligaments. He had torn knee ligaments, right? And he's had 1, 2, 3, 4 knee injuries since. So he's had torn knee ligaments, and then he's had 4 knee injuries, and now he's had a cruciate ligament tear. It's a shame, man. I don't like seeing shit like that because, you know, these players, yeah, like obviously they're well paid and shit, blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm not asked about the finances, but like football's a short career, man. And like, can you imagine like the excitement of becoming a professional footballer to have it basically ripped away from you by injuries? Injuries. Nah, that's poor, man. It's poor. That is poor. Sad times. It is sad when players get injured like that, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Martin is clear. Big up, man, for the raid, innit? Big up for the raid. Was it Hossam who raided? Who raided? Oh, it's Hossam who raided. Yeah, big up Hossam, man. What are you saying? Yeah, Sam, you doing anything? You want to jump on, or are you busy? Let me know if you want to jump on, bro. I'm just chatting shit. We're just vibing. Let me know if you want to link. But yeah, man, that's big up. Joseph says they know Pep is mint and what to do. Yeah, I hear it. Part of it's just football banter and football rivalry. I hear that. Yeah, this is why, like, you can't get into a position where like you're fighting everything, because you've got to understand that it's like the Verts thing, right? Of course, people are going to say Liverpool are overpaying. I mean, they are overpaying. And of course, City fans are going to say, "Oh, we're getting Cherki, who's a better player for 100 million." That's just part and parcel of it, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's one of them. Yeah, I'll send you a link, bro. There you go, bro. But yeah, part of it is just obviously football banter and shit. Yeah, but and listen, I'm not about cancelling football banter, but like, you've then got to have the chest to back your chat, as the guys on Big Six would say. You know what I mean? A lot of these guys don't do it. Shout out Cisco as well, says this Pep ruins makes plays robotic narrative. He's promoted on ESPN in the US all the time, and it's vomit worthy and it's level of stupidity. It is, bro. It is. But again, I bet they never actually give you any substance, do they, bro? All right, Hossam's joining, guys. I'll be in a minute. I bet they never actually give you any. I don't know, because obviously I don't have these American channels, yeah. So I actually have no idea. But I imagine they don't actually give you any evidence. I bet they don't actually give you any evidence. I bet they just say it, and it's like, yeah, it happens. Yeah, it happens. And then they don't actually say like why, what's going on in it, you know? Like I say, man, these guys just chat shit. They just say stuff. Oh, potential bit of a bomber here, chat. Actually, it's kind of related possibly to what Frank's saying here with the £2 super chat. Big up, bro. This is shout out Ash for the note in the chat. On the talks of Grealish, actually, Newcastle are interested in taking Jack Grealish on loan and will make an approach if Man City reluctantly agree to cover part of his £300,000 a week wages. Yeah, I'm getting, if that's true, shout out Reluctant Nico, a decent source, to be honest. If that's true, that would not surprise me if that's part of the Livramento deal. Livramento, we give them 80 million, that we get Livramento, they get Grealish on loan, and then we also pay 100, 200, or 150 grand a week of his wages. This is starting to feel to me now that this Livramento thing is picking up pace, and this is just going to be part of the deal. I reckon we're getting Livramento. I reckon we're getting him. I think that report today from Fabrizio Romano for me was very telling when they said that the deal could be difficult because Newcastle are refusing to reduce the asking price. So they've confirmed that there is an asking price. The only way I would have been like, there's no chance for getting him, is if Newcastle was like, we're just not selling him. Bid 100 mil, we're not selling him. We're not selling him. There is no price. He's unsellable. But they've not. They've said there's a price. And unless it's actually just a ridiculous price of like 100 mil, I don't think we'll go 100. But if it's anything less than 80 million, I think City will pay it. I think City will pay it. I don't think he's worth 80 million. I think that's well over the top by about 25, 30 million. But again, sometimes you got to just pay the money, and sometimes you got to, do it. Sometimes you got to do it. I smash these likes up as well, people, man. 1.1k in the building. We're only at 400 likes. Come on, man. Smash these likes up. We get to 500 likes. Easy, man. Make sure you guys will subscribe to Hussam as well. Yes, bro. What are you saying, man?
Yo, big up. What's the topic? What are you talking about?
Well, we was waffling about Pep ruins players,
Mm-hmm.
and we've just gone through the whole Manchester City signings since he's been at the football club, and not found very many.
That he has ruined.
That he's ruined, yeah. So it's like it's one of them for me, bro. It's like I think it's a lazy narrative. I think it's been born out of Jack Grealish.
Mm-hmm.
And well, let me not say anything. Yeah, because I don't want to influence you. I know you won't be influenced anyway, but like, I don't want to say anything. What's your take on the Jack Grealish situation? Has Pep ruined him? Was he ever as good as? I don't want to influence. What's your opinion?
I would say to an extent. Listen, here's the thing on this whole. Here's my opinion on this whole Pep ruins players things. I think you can have an objective conversation about it, and you can look at certain examples, and you can look at what former players have said. I don't know if you've seen the Henry example where he speaks about Pep, and he's like, one time I scored a goal in a game, and Pep was like, "What are you doing? You need to be in this position at this moment in time," and blah blah blah. Like there is a way to look at things and be objective about it. Do I think Pep ruins players? No, because so many players have excelled under Pep Guardiola, like KDB, like Haaland, like Rodri, like, you know, no one would say Pep ruined Rodri or Pep ruined KDB. It is a bit of a myth, but it might apply to a couple of people. Like it's a myth, but it's a reality for a few people who you can't say Pep ruined, but more like Pep's style doesn't suit them. Prime example, let's look at a manager who isn't as successful as Pep. Let's look at Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp would give players freedom, complete freedom, specifically in final third. Like, yo, anytime you guys want to shoot, anytime you want to cross, anytime you want to do this, that's fine. Like in the prime Klopp years, football recycling wasn't really a thing. Like every time Liverpool attacked, it was either going to be a cross or a shot, or a big up Martin, a cross or a shot or something. So does Klopp give players more freedom than Pep does? Yes. Does that mean that Pep ruins players? No, I don't think Pep ruins players. But let's look at the Cherki Wirtz thing. Could be one of the reasons maybe why Wirtz said yes to Liverpool and no to Pep is because maybe he does feel like he might not be given the freedom as much to express himself in a Pep system. It's a possibility. You can never say no to that. It might be a thing where like Wirtz is like, okay, he met with Slot. Slot is like, we're going to play you in the 10. You got complete freedom, showcase your talents, create, shoot whenever you want, etc. I think Pep ruins players is total bullshit. Myth for the most part. But it's only true 10%, 15%.
Because the thing is on the freedom thing.
Style. That's it.
Yeah, and the thing on the freedom thing, that's fine, because at the end of the day, yeah, like Pep is building a system. And it's like, this is why it's so stupid, bro, to compare Aston Villa's Jack Grealish to Pep Guardiola, Manchester City's Pep. Because, bro, not being funny, I'm not trying to be disrespectful here, but when Grealish was in the Championship and that, yeah, their manager was probably saying to Grealish, go wherever you want on the pitch, yeah? You go, you're the best player on the pitch. You go and get the ball. You go where you need to go. Well, I'm sorry, yeah? Jack Grealish is not going to be given that at Manchester City. Because he's not even in the top 4 or 5 players at Manchester City. Yeah. So he's going to be told, you need to be in this position. Yeah. And then you need to do your thing. And this is why it annoys me. Yeah. It's because we've had so much evidence. Yeah. Of players. Mahrez. Yeah. Mahrez has said it. Henry said it. Pep said it himself. Is that Pep said, I get players to the penalty area. Yeah. The final 33rds. That's my job as a manager. My job is to get the ball from my goal. Yeah. Passing out from the back. Get the ball to the opposition's penalty area. That is your job. Yeah, and that's what he said in an interview. Mahrez just confirmed it. And Henry, he has said that thing, which is actually pretty funny. But he's also said that is what he used to do. He said, he used to get me to the positions. And then when I was in those positions, then I had the freedom to do what I want. Yeah. But until we got to that position, yeah, I had to stay in my zone. I had to stay in my lane. And the problem is, it's like, people say, oh, well, Jack Grealish doesn't do this, Jack Grealish doesn't do that. So then you have to deal with the... And I asked this question before, but I'll fire it at you again, because obviously I want to hear your take. Why does Doku take on players then? Why does Savio take on players? Why did Sterling do that? Why did Sane do that? Why did Marmoush do it now? Is he just telling Grealish not to do that? Is he the only player that gets this treatment? No, surely not.
This is a fair rebuttal using like the ones who because the other wingers that you do have it, but the other wingers are a lot more pacey. Grealish is more.
Mahrez wasn't.
Mahrez is quicker than Grealish. He is.
I think it's marginal.
But here's the thing. I think with Grealish, he's more of like a 10-turned winger. Like he's more of like those hybrid players that's like number 10 winger type thing. So I think it's different for him. But it's the thing with Doku and Savio, they came in maybe during a different era of Pep, where he did change stuff around. Because the way that City have played over the last 2 years, I wouldn't say is the same way that you played in the treble season. Because in the treble season, you were a lot more conservative. And that's, I think, one of the reasons why you won the Champions League, actually. And that's something that Mo always mentions as well. He says, listen, during the treble season, City played a different style of football. City played a style that's more like controlled but cautious at the same time, like intelligent control. You know, so you needed someone like Jack Grealish in that year to do it. Now, when you switch up the system, you switch up the style, maybe the way that you play is different. And I think one of the things with Grealish is, even with... So you're saying Pep will put a player in a zone. I agree with you. So he'll say, okay, Grealish, you're in this zone, and when we get to the final third, etc., etc., etc. I agree with that. Maybe Jack Grealish is not the type of player that you can limit to a zone. The perfect example right now is Rafael Leao. Rafael Leao at AC Milan, he knows he's better than everyone else. He just knows. It's obviously not Aston Villa level, but he knows that he's better than everyone else. Mm-hmm. So literally, people who watch the Serie A will tell you this. It's like almost give the ball to Leao and we're all going to watch and hopefully he's going to do something. So he has complete freedom. If Leao moves to Liverpool, he's going to come in. Mo Salah is better than him. Wirtz is better than him. Van Dijk is better than him. McAllister is better than him. So he knows he has to be part of the system. Now, here is where the final step comes in. When you're part of the system, how do you behave? That's the thing. Mm-hmm. Because there have been players who are part of the system who do express themselves a bit better than like a Grealish would. So it's a bit of both, because you are limiting Grealish to a specific area, specific position. Maybe you're not allowing him to cook as much.
Okay,
at the same time, it's for Grealish to perform as well.
Exactly. So then when he's in that zone, have we seen enough?
No. At Man City, no.
And then people
I
say,
thought we did for a short period of time, like the start probably of the treble season, maybe first like 2-3 months, I'd say. When he was... No, not the start. Yeah, actually, it was the start, no? Where he had like... Didn't he have like 7 GA in like 13 games, 12 games or something?
Yeah, I'm not sure like what the stats is, man. I think people do try and play down the what he did in the treble year. Like, I think he was a good player. Like, I always say that, like, I'm not being funny, mate, but he was our 5th most played player in the treble year. And then, so I think to like, downplay what he did is not right. I'm not here sitting like he was a key component or like without him, we might not have done it. Yeah, maybe we would have won it if we had a different left winger, but we didn't have a different left winger. We had him and he played the 5th most games in that season. But like, I can also say the other 3 years, not good enough. Not good enough for the other 3 years. Like 1 year, good. Yeah, great. And this is the thing. It's like when people say to City fans, is Jack Grealish a flop? It's a bit of a tricky one because like 100 million quid, 1 good year. Yeah, that is a flop, right?
He's definitely a flop.
I probably would have done it. I'll probably do it again, bro. Might be controversial, but like,
because we won the treble, of course. But
we won the treble.
From the outside looking in, I have to say flop.
I agree. I actually do say, and some of the chat will agree. I do say it's a flop, but it's a flop that I probably would have bought again because we won the treble. And I don't know if we would have won the treble. Yeah, maybe we would have won the treble with someone else. I don't know, man. But it's just weird, man, because I see this narrative all the time online about Pep ruining these players. I'm just like, I just don't think it's true. I don't think you can be that. How can you be that successful as a manager and then win all these trophies if you ruin all these players? It's crazy, isn't it?
He has a system. Pep's thing is, he by the way, he's only had 1 player above the system in his career, and that's Messi. That's the only player he was like, yo, do whatever you want, because it's fucking Lionel Messi, so he's allowed to do anything he wants because it's Messi. Pep's thinking, and this is like from his interviews, from the way that he speaks about football, is like, listen, I'm going to set up this system this system is going to help us beat 90%, 80% of the teams in world football. That's literally Pep's thinking. Like, and if you come and be a part of the system and you cook and you do what is expected of you and you create, then you do what is expected and you cook and you create. If you don't, you can't blame Pep by himself, because when Grealish did get in those positions, he didn't do enough. Even though to a small period of time, he did show his goal scoring ability, his creative ability, blah, blah, blah. Like, we knew he had it in him. But was he more concerned with maybe his passing accuracy or something? Was he more concerned with being in the zone? You never know. Now, in terms of flop, I get what you're saying. You do it again because you want the treble, and there is nothing like it, of course. But he is a flop, I would say. I would say it's very objective to say Jack Grealish is a flop, because when you pay 100 million for a player, you're expecting consistent performances week in, week out. You know, like same thing with Caicedo, Rice, like any player that you pay. Wirtz, by the way, 150 million pounds, 140 million pounds, whatever has been reported. Like, he has to perform 100%. He has to perform. It comes pressure with the price tag.
Yeah, I do think that price tag. The thing is, yeah, a lot of people mention this word mentality when it comes to Grealish, and I do think that is. Again, we're only going off what we see, like in the interviews and on the pitch, right? We're not privy. None of us are privy. Maybe a couple of you guys, I don't know. Maybe a couple of you guys are privy, but none of us are really privy to knowing what goes behind the scenes. We don't know, right? But the impression that I do get is that maybe the mentality is like, this is what makes the world-class players so elite. Yeah, this is what made Kevin De Bruyne world-class, yeah? For Hossam's team, Salah. Yeah, it's the fucking every year, relentless, year after year after year after year. This is why these players are world class. It's not because they did it for 1 year. Yeah, otherwise, fucking how many players would we have with world class? Wilfried Boney would be a world class player. Yeah, the guy scored mad goals at Swansea. Is he world class?
He was called for Swansea. He was.
Yeah, Michu, is he world class? No, he had a world class year, but why is he not a world class player? Because then he ended up at fucking Liga B or whatever it is in Spain. And I think for me, maybe, just maybe, once we won the treble, maybe he took his foot off the gas a little bit. And just
perhaps
said, I've made it. And I don't know if that's true. Only he will know that, really. But something's obviously happened there. But listen, he's obviously going to go. Funny enough, actually, there are rumours coming out right now that Newcastle United are looking at potentially taking him on loan as long as City pay some of the wages. So yeah, that could be quite interesting if he goes there. And then
smart investment if you're Newcastle on loan.
On loan, because they need squad depth, don't they? Champions League. They got cups.
Yeah, and nothing to lose as well. And he's won it before, so that's something that gives them something smart to work with. He can play 10 for them as well. You know, they can have the thug midfield with Grealish ahead of them for a bit of creativity. But you see, like now, if he goes to Newcastle and he has like, and this is where we have to be objective. If he goes to Newcastle and he scores like 17 goals and gets 15 assists, maybe he did ruin Grealish. Like at that point in time, you're going to have a conversation about it, you know? Like if he has a phenomenal year and he's like player of the season contender and Newcastle win the FA Cup and they get to the quarters of the Champions League or some shit, hey, maybe then. But you have to take the player out of the system. Like here's the thing. People refer to, and I've seen this on Spaces from 4 years ago. People refer to KDB and Mo Salah as system players. Salah has played inside forward. He's played touchline winger. He's played second striker. He's played 10 for Egypt sometimes, and he still bangs. Kevin De Bruyne has played number 10, number 8, false 9, and he's banged. You have to take the player out of the system to question this logic. Now, if he goes to Newcastle, plays left wing, and he ends the season on like 28 GA, then okay, maybe Pep ruined him. Maybe. I don't know. Then it would be objective thing to say. But at this moment in time, I cannot say Pep ruined him. I just think their styles maybe don't suit each other. Maybe he needed someone to do the crazy.
100%. So I think if Jack Grealish goes to Newcastle, first of all, where's he playing? Is he playing in midfield or is he playing on the left wing? Because if he's playing in midfield, then it's cooked anyway, because he's not getting above De Bruyne in the last couple of years. And I don't think he gets it. Bro, Gundogan for me is a very underrated player. Like, I don't think he would have got in above him. But say he plays left wing for your sake, that situation that you just said there, yeah. If he goes to Newcastle, plays left wing and cooks, there's a couple of checks that we need to do to make sure that we can fully see what happened. First of all, if Newcastle are playing open games and not playing low blocks, you might have an answer there. Yeah, because we have to get rid of the variables, right? So if they are playing low blocks, okay, what else is happening? Yeah. If he's getting the ball, starts taking mad players on, doing all these skills and getting all these goals, then you've got to find out, well, why wasn't he doing that at City? And if the answer is it was a Pep thing, then yeah, 100% fairs. Maybe it was a Pep issue. I don't think that's going to happen. So I don't think we're going to be having that conversation anyway, personally.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's going to happen. I think if he goes to Newcastle, like with all due respect now, I think a good season for Jack Grealish is like 11 goals, 12 goals, and maybe like 7-8 assists. That's like a very good season for Jack Grealish. Or the opposite, maybe 11 assists, 8 goals. Very good season for Jack Grealish. So I don't think he's going to be like unreal for them. I think they're bringing him more for like experience and stuff like that. And it is a completely different type of player, unlocking a low block versus playing in spaces.
Of course.
Spaces players and low block players are two different things. Like, and I do think it takes a special player to be able to do both. And that's why, when you come back to the world class debate, no one will debate that Mo is world class. No one will debate Kevin De Bruyne is world class because they've seen him did it like consistently over a long period of time. Now, my only thing is, if you go to Newcastle, does he start ahead of Anthony Gordon? Probably doesn't.
No, I don't think so.
Probably doesn't. So now the thing that you just said about spaces, that's literally Newcastle's game. Counter-attack. Most of the time, which is why you see Newcastle actually do really well against the top 6 sides, but sometimes they're struggling to unlock a low block against an Ipswich or whatever. That's the thing that they struggle with. That's why sometimes you'll be looking at your phone and be like, shit, Newcastle drew to Crystal Palace. They lost to Crystal Palace. What's going on? Because Crystal Palace would be the team that counterattacks them. So it's the opposite thing. So, yeah.
And that's what's going to happen, by the way, to Forest next year. Mark my words. Yeah, because teams will start playing low blocks against them. Because they're like, oh, they're a good team, these, and then they'll have to break them down. You know what I mean? Let me hit somebody's chat. So, guys, smash these likes up if you've not done so already, man. Shout out G Money says, big up LB, Pep completed football at City. Good luck to all the other teams in achieving that milestone, says G Money. Facts, bro. Come on, bro. Big up to you, man. Shout out to Frank, who says, agreed on Livramento. Feels like Yosko 2.0. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen the news on Livramento.
What have you been saying about Livramento? Yosko 2.0?
No, I've not said that. Frank said that. Yeah, I don't know about Joshua 2.0, but maybe. I think City are going to go to Newcastle with a major bid, and it's basically confirmed. It's come out tonight from a Newcastle source that Newcastle do not want to sell him, but they will sell him at the right price. So we don't know. There's been no rumors on the price. I think City would pay up to 80 million quid for this guy.
Listen, I think that's crazy, brother. I'll be honest.
I think it's a madness. I think it's a madness. But
you do realize for 80 million, you could probably sign Hakimi from PSG.
I don't think you could though.
You definitely could.
I don't think PSG are that arse, bro. They don't give a shit about the money. They're not. They
don't care about money.
He's the best right back in the world, Hakimi, for me, and I just don't think they sell him. I don't think they need the money. If you can get me Hakimi,
worth 80 million. But me and Martin had this debate earlier on. The problem is with Newcastle is, and there's not a shot at City. This is just reality because of the change of rules. Newcastle now can't do the Joe Benjani thing and Robinho but they cannot do this. They have to that's why they're doing this the slow way. So they need a team that consistently keeps them in the top 4, and in order to get their revenue up and their blah 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 up. So if they want to sell someone, they have to sell for real money because they need the placements.
I agree. And the thing is, right, I said this as well plenty of times because obviously Newcastle fans don't want to sell him, obviously, but I've said you can replace Livramento. I know he's a very good right back, yeah, and he might end up being England's right back going forward, but you can replace Livramento. And if you get 80 million or 70 million, whatever it is, you can go out and buy the next big right back, the next big thing, and have change. You can't lose Tonali, you can't lose Bruno, and you can't lose Isak. They're the keys. You can lose Livramento. Yeah, just like I've said, I think you can lose these players. The right backs, man. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why, when you're playing at school and that, you know what I mean? All the kids that weren't good at football, bro, it's like, be a right back, innit? Be a left back, which is where I played. Bro, no good football. None of the proper sick footballers was a centre mid, bro. Like, that is where the good footballers played. Centre mid, yeah, striker, winger. Yeah, the best footballer, man. They weren't playing left back or right back, bro. You can get away with it, man.
Are you saying that's why you played left back?
I was misprofiled.
Your manager ruined you.
My manager ruined me, man. You know what I
He
mean?
ruined you.
But yeah, I think we're gonna go big, Frank, on Livramento. It's just a case of, is our big, yeah, the same as Newcastle's big? Because they're saying they need an astronomical offer. So let's see. The thing is as well,
80
Osama,
million is too much money, though. I can't lie to you. That's
bro,
way
of course it is. Of course it is.
way too much money.
Of course it is. You're probably paying £30 million too much there. But we also need English players. We ain't got
You could
any.
get Jed Spence for half the price. He's a good player.
But is he better than him? No.
Okay, let's say Livramento is B plus, like Jed Spence is B minus.
Yeah, no, but the thing is, yeah, we've got this player now for the next 10 years. So I
Who,
don't
Livramento?
want, yeah, because he's 22, right? You get him, you're going to have him for the next 10 years. So I don't mind doing that for a short-term player. For a short-term player, I don't mind taking a C plus over a B minus, yeah, for short term. That's why I take Olaina. I'd take Aina at City. I'd take him tomorrow at City. It's a 2-year, 3-year project max, and then you go in 3 years. Yeah, he'll do a job. Yeah, he'll give you consistent performances, and in 3 years you then go big and try and get the next big right back. Yeah, you try and get the Hakimi before the Hakimi. Yeah, you try and get the Livramento before Livramento, right? But I don't want to do that for a long period of time. Because I feel like over a period of time, it's not gonna work, man.
You're gonna end up doing what Inter did like 15 years ago when they had all those old ass players like 30, 31, 32, and then they had to sell all of them, and then we know what happened after. They just went to the shits after that.
But the thing for me, I'd pay 80 million for Livramento.
You're crazy.
I'm not crazy. I know it's well overpaid. I know it is, but I've then now got a solid right back at my football club for the next 10 years.
Yeah, but like a lot of the players you bought were 22, 23-year-olds at the time. You can't guarantee 10-year football. That's a lot of football, brother.
No, I know it is a risk. Yeah, I know it is a risk. Yeah, because obviously that amount of money on, and I actually think he's still a little bit overrated at this moment in time. Livramento, I do think he's got world-class potential, 100%, but at this moment, his current rating, I think he's a little bit overrated in the current here and day, but I think he's a very solid player, and I think there's a very, very good chance that he is going to get it, but I think we need homegrown players. He's homegrown. He's performing at a good level already, and I just think that he's and the thing is as well, yeah, it's like...
Is Olaina homegrown? He is, because he's Chelsea Academy.
Yeah, he's homegrown.
But okay, logically... Free transfer Olaina 2 years is way better than Livramento 80.
Well, he's got 1 year on his deal in it, so it'd be like 15, 20 million.
Oh, I think you probably get him. Yeah. Actually, yeah, I'm not even going to exaggerate. 15 million probably you get Olaina.
Yeah. So what I do, yeah, so I'm happy to do that, but then what you need to do is you need to go and get me the next Hakimi before the next Hakimi, innit?
And that's the Porto kid.
Yeah, who actually we have been linked with, funny enough.
Yeah, Fernandez, because we wanted him as well with Frimpong.
Well, apparently he's 60 million euros, so he's not even that. He's 50 million quid anyway. So what would you do if you had the option of getting Martin Fernandez 50 million or Livramento for, let's say 80? Let's go extreme here, yeah? And I don't know if that is extreme. They might want more. Let's just say 80 million.
The thing is, 80 million for a fullback is way too much.
I know it is.
It is crazy to pay 80 million for a fullback. I'm sorry.
I know it is. But what would you do?
I wouldn't even pay 80 for Hakimi.
You wouldn't pay. I would. I'd pay 80 for Hakimi like that, bro. What is like 26 as well, bro? I'd pay 80 million for Hakimi every single day of the week, bro. This guy is elite, world class, genuine world class player. Unbelievable. Yeah. Cut the woke nonsense, yeah. Not celebrating in the Champions League final. That's pathetic, by the way. You only played 30 times for Inter Milan. Yeah, but you are a world-class player.
What's the max you'd pay for Hakimi? Max.
Bro, you're speaking to a City fan here.
No, but be honest. Give me a max number. What's max you pay for Hakimi? Max.
bro. I pay 100, bro.
So do you think Livramento is only 20 million less than Hakimi?
No, I feel like Hakimi is clear. Hakimi's clear of Livramento. But what you're not. Yeah, okay, I hear what you're saying.
The Porto kid could be the next Hakimi.
Yeah,
Like, you never know.
nah.
Even though it's 50 million, like 50 million is still not 80. But you could be getting the next Hakimi. You never know.
Have you seen him? I've never seen him.
I've never seen him like that. I really haven't seen him.
Chat, what are you saying about this Fernandes guy at Porto? Good or not?
I've never seen him. Never seen him.
I actually don't know. Big up Ben.
I've never done a Boa Vista watch along.
Nah, I've not actually done one either, man. I've actually not done one anyway. Shout out. Benles says it's very easy if you're an intelligent player on match winner, he'll let you do what you want. Messi, KDB, maybe Cherki soon. If you're not, you'll stick with the system and you know your role, as Henri said. Yeah, it's facts. You know what I mean? But then elite level players and world-class players still thrive in those roles. Like Sterling.
I wouldn't be shocked if Cherki doesn't cook as much for City because of the whole freedom thing. But then it depends where he plays him. Does he play him in the 10?
Okay, so I think what will work for Cherki is the fact that this guy is truly two-footed. I think that is a big, big thing.
Yeah.
Because I think if you're in a system, like Cherki will be in a system. He says he plays as 10, right? And we're playing low blocks. You play low blocks, we play low blocks, right? You know how, like, fucking they'll get the ball and there's no one to pass it to, yeah? But when you are truly, truly world class, and people who've seen truly world class players, will know what I'm talking about. You open up new angles. When you're a right-footed player and your left foot ain't on that level, right? You're limited in what angles you do on your passing. When you're truly and I didn't realize until the France game how truly freaking two-footed Cherki was. Yeah, I didn't realize, and then I seen him. I was like, damn, this guy is actually legit two-footed, isn't it? You open up. I actually think he'll be okay. I think he's going to be fine. Yeah, my question is over the stuff that everyone's been saying that I don't think is true, but obviously there's been so many about this attitude or whatever, which I think is a myth from what I'm hearing and what I'm doing my own research. But this is the thing, isn't it? And like, does he track back and all this? I don't know because I've only seen him twice, so I have no idea.
The thing is, it depends. This whole thing with Cherki, I think it depends on the position you play him. I'll be honest with you. I think Pep is just tired of Savio, Doku, and these guys completely. I think he's completely tired of them. Like, he's probably tired of Doku more than he's even tired of these guys. Like, I believe your front three next season is going to be on the left Marmoush, up top Haaland, and on the right Cherki. That's what I think is going to happen. I don't think he'll play Cherki in the 10. I think he'll probably try out Foden in the 10. And then maybe Foden and Cherki rotate. One guy gets 10, and then they'd see whichever one works better. But Cherki is a very good footballer. The only thing, I don't understand why more clubs aren't in for him, given his price tag. There's something we don't know, but I really liked him. I wanted him at Liverpool. He's a very good player, but I don't think Cherki will be given complete freedom, like to respond to what the super chat said.
He won't be given.
You cannot do Messi, KDB, and then Cherki. Like, now you're doing too much. You need to pump the brakes a little bit. He's not going to be given the freedom of Messi or the freedom of KDB. That's the thing.
Yeah, he's not going to be.
By the way, even KDB had to do like running back and all this stuff. Like, KDB wasn't just sat there when City were getting attacked. Like, he was still defending. He initiated a lot of counterattacks as well. Like, he started a lot of attacks.
Probably just because it's his first season, Benless. He probably needs, like, I think you kind of have to earn the right to have freedom, don't you, in football? Yeah. Especially if a Pep, like, like Foden still doesn't get like full freedom now. You know what I mean? And he's been doing well now for like 4 years. Obviously last year not good, but like before that he was doing good. Like, I just think that with you've got to earn the right to have the freedom, because when you're having freedom, right, the manager is trusting you to go where you want.
Yes,
because he trusts you, because he knows that there's nothing I can say to you to improve you. You're better than anything I can say. Pep Guardiola, couldn't go to Messi and say, right, listen, mate, I need you to do this, and this, and this. He might have given him like an outline and said, listen, I kind of want you to be over here, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But Messi's doing whatever Messi wants to do when he's on that football pitch, mate. And
because there's nothing Pep could have said to him to make him better. He's Messi.
Exactly. He's Messi, bro. He's the best player we've ever seen, right? So that's why he's got the freedom. KDB earned the freedom. You know, again, if KDB thinks I need to go over here because that's where the space is, or that's where I can create a goal, I very much doubt KDB is going to be told by Pep Guardiola, no, you got to stay over here. Maybe he'll get told a little bit more than Messi, right? Obviously, but like,
of course, yeah.
I mean, it's like a hierarchy. So, yeah, I don't know, but I think you got to earn it, Benless, for me. Like, you got to earn the freedom.
Yeah, he has
And
to. Cherki has to perform in the Pep system to get to the level where he can get the freedom that he wants.
Yeah, and as well, you also need a system that can afford the freedom, because if Cherki decides to go over there, yeah, and then we lose the ball, do we have the players behind Cherki to be able to deal with that player being out of possession? Because remember,
Soboslai, prime example, when Salah stays up.
Yeah, so obviously our midfield this year would be cooked in that situation. When you have
if Cherki gets freedom, deep what you just said to the Ben Mez guy, yeah. So let's say Cherki gets freedom. So Cherki's starting his first Manchester City game down the right-hand side. Pep is like, yo, you got freedom, do whatever you want. Okay? First game, he's down the right-hand side. And as any creator in world football, he attempts something, you lose the ball. Now, on the counter-attack, because you've had that freedom, you've given him the freedom already, you have the whole right-hand side kind of empty now. So let's say you're playing Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace go down the right-hand side and score, and you're 1-0 down. What does That's why when we talk about freedom, you need to have players that facilitate for that freedom. Mo has freedom at Liverpool. The facilitation is, we're going to play Soboslai RCM. We're going to play Henderson RCM. Guess what? You're going to do the tracking back. I ain't trying to have no Salah track back because I need him in the final third. I need you to exert all your energy in the final third. Mo, you're a creator, you're a goal scorer, you're everything in the final third. You do whatever you want. So, Soboslai, you're now going to be the player that recovers. You can't recover it. You have to earn it, bro. You have to get to the level where, let's say in the first 20 Premier League games, Cherki won you 4 games by scoring game winners. He's on 8 goals, 7 assists. He's currently the most informed player in the league. Yeah, of course. Then you give him freedom. You're like, Cherki, I trust you now. You are tried and you have experimented. You're a fantastic player. Go ahead. But I don't think you walk in and straight away you have freedom.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think we're disagreeing. Well, I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, Ben. What I'm saying, I'm just clarifying that 1, I don't think it's going to happen on day 1. I think he's going to have to come in and it's going to have to see. And 2, it's not even necessarily about Cherki. It's about the other players. Can the other players facilitate this guy having that? Because, for example, this season, we'd be cooked because our midfield has been so bad off the ball. Yeah. Next year, when we've got Rodri in there, we've got Tijani Reinders. Yeah, cool. So, yeah, I'm not actually disagreeing with you. I'm just saying I think you need to have a little bit of time first, see how the guy is, and see what how Rodri is. But eventually, you are going to.
If your midfield 3 in a game was Kovacic, Nico Gonzalez, and Foden, and this question to Ben Mez. So let's say you're playing a game, you're resting a couple players, whatever. Your midfield 3 is Nico Gonzalez, Kovacic, and Foden. Can you afford to give Cherki freedom on the right-hand side then? Probably not.
Probably not. And again, another point, it probably depends who your right back is. If you have Kyle Walker as your right back, again, you're a little bit more, trust Kyle Walker, to deal with whatever gets thrown at him. If you've got Nunes, respectfully, or Akanji, whatever, a bit more. So again, I think what we've established here is it's not even necessarily about Cherki. It's about the other players. Are the other players good enough to facilitate it where if he's in the wrong place, because he's not going to go the right place, and we get cooked on a counter, do we have the players in the other positions to be able to deal with that?
Yep.
And in previous years, we would have done that easy. You know what I mean? This year, we would have been cooked. Next year, new players, new defenders, new right back, Rodri coming back, Tijani Reinders. We'll have to wait and see. But this is why I say, 100%, Rodri getting back to his best is better than any signing we can make this year, man.
Yeah, fact.
100%.
It's like us when Van Dijk got back to his best. Suddenly we're 10 times better. So when you have a player like that level coming back, bro, 100% you are correct. It's just 100%.
No, 100%. Big up to Ryan, man. Says respect Hussam even if you support the Scousers. Come on, man. Big up Ryan, man. Shout out Vish says, how many low blocks did Jack face at Villa? Exactly, bro.
Not many.
Like, I don't know if he faced them in the Championship when they were the better team or whatever. But in the Premier League, bro, no one was playing low blocks against Villa, man. Respectfully, they weren't, innit? Like, that's just not the case. Like, look at the space that he has. So look at when people put the compilation of Grealish up at Villa, man. Let's look at the state of some of the fucking the play. Bro, he's not getting any of that at City, man. It's crazy work, bro.
It's true. It's true.
Ian as well says, what about going for Reece James injured 50-50? Yeah, that's crazy as well, man.
I don't think he'd be for sale right now, Reece James.
Nah, I don't think he's been injured for like 2 months.
Yeah,
I'm not even trying to take the piss. That's actually pretty good, I think, for him. So that hopefully he gets on it, because I think he is, in my opinion, I think he's the best English fullback, and maybe right back. Hakim is probably better than him. Maybe the second best right back in the world all round. If you're taking his all round game, why are you second?
Trent, of course.
Oh,
actually, I think Trent is first.
You think Trent's better than Hakimi?
Yeah, I do.
Nah, that's a wild take, bro. I can't lie.
That's not a wild take. You'd pay 80 million for Livermento. That's a wild take. That's a wild take. You're gonna pay 80 for Livermento. Come on, man. There's a young fullback in your academy that can do something for you. Like, come on, come on, man. Come on.
No,
I promise you, it's the worst take. Trent, listen. I'm not gonna change my energy just because you left my club. I'm not that type of guy. Like, you changed your energy on Verts. Imagine paying 150 million. Oh, he went from KDB replacement to imagine paying this much money. But I think Trent's ability is he has game-winning ability with a pass, with a cross, with a shot, even with a set piece. So I think he gives them. He's going to give Real Madrid that as well.
You say that, but Hakimi just scored a goal in the Champions League final.
Yes, that was created by this Desiree Doué and the pass from Vitinha before that.
What?
He literally. LB,
he got himself into the box, bro, in the Champions League final.
Correct.
Okay, it was a tap-in. He got himself in there.
100% correct, but Vitinha is the reason why they scored that goal. Right?
Yeah, that was a naughty pass from Vitinha. I can't lie.
Unreal pass. If that was Curtis Jones, he'd have molested the ball for 5 hours. Do you watch England and Andorra?
Did I fuck?
Bro, I started my stream today. One guy came in my chat. He was like, "Why are you doing the game during the England game?" I switched it on. 3/4 of the stadium was empty. There was no one. Bro, there were like 3 serious players. The centre-back partnership was like Dan Burn and Konsa. I'm like, swear you guys want to watch England and Andorra. I have some shame.
Nah, I didn't. I seen it. I was like, that is going to be the deadest game I've ever seen. So I just decided not to watch it. And then I did a stream. Yeah. I watched the Netherlands game. Gakpo, by the way. You watched the Netherlands game?
No, I don't know. I don't like international football like that.
Gakpo was very impressive. Frimpong wasn't great. I'm not even just saying that he wasn't, but Gakpo, to be balanced, was very good. He's actually mad impressed me. I never really rated him, but this year I think he's been pretty good actually.
Yeah, he's done well for us. I think both left wingers have done well. Both the left wingers have done well. And speaking of the whole Grealish thing, Vitinha, by the way, never forget, a Wolves flop, ladies and gentlemen, is now looked at as one of the best midfielders in the entirety of the planet. So. Just saying, guys, it's a madness.
It is a mad. He's unbelievable. He's an unbelievable player. That midfield they've got is just ridiculous, isn't it? Fabian Ruiz, João Neves, and Vitinha is just a joke, bro. I can't believe that.
The thing is, like, there's something in my fan base happening right now, which you've probably seen, when people go like, we replicate PSG and try to play like PSG and blah blah. And all I'm thinking is like, okay, the only midfielder that you can take from Liverpool to start in PSG is McAllister. That's it. The others just don't have the passing ability. They just do not have the passing ability. I think McAllister's our best midfielder and our best passer, but like, I don't think we can replicate it because of that midfield. Guys, the reason why PSG destroyed the shit out of teams is genuinely the midfield. You could talk about the front three all you want. I promise you have seen better front fours. Everyone just cut the bullshit, guys. We have seen like Salah, Mane, Firmino. We have seen like Tevez, Ronaldo, Rooney. We've seen so many good front threes in our life. MSN, the Real Madrid one. So many good front threes we have seen in our life. But that midfield right there, they're all press resistant. They're all elite passers. They all keep the ball really well. And they're all very good progressors of the football. That's why they control the shit out of games. That's why you can do what you do with Doué and Hakimi and blah blah blah. And it's interesting because we notice right now there is a shift happening in football. Every now and then there is a small shift. There is a shift happening in football. Pep is looking like he's going to sign Livramento and Ait Nouri. Slot signing Frimpong and Kerkez. We are going back to old, like, incredible, sexy football that, like, we grew up watching type.
I agree. I've said City are about to enter our vibe era. I don't think it'll be as dominant as maybe we've been in the past, because that's what happens when you play controlling football. You control games, you're gonna win more. But I think the football we're gonna when we people act like Pep plays his dead football, bro. When we had Sterling and Sane, man, we played some fucking unbelievable football.
Yeah,
I mean? So I think we're gonna go more back towards that. And obviously I just seen this now. Big up chat for let me know. Tijani Reinders has just confirmed it. Tomorrow, i.e. Sunday, I'm flying to Manchester, and then he's obviously going to be back. So it sounds like he is going to do his medical tomorrow. So he's
I love the fact that these players are just confirming their own transfers, like did the international break.
It's a madness, isn't it? I don't know if something's changed in
Do
football.
you genuinely believe Fabrizio has zipped the fun a little bit out of transfers? Just a bit. You remember with us growing up? Go back to us growing up, because me and you are of similar ages, right? Remember when we were growing up?
It was more exciting, yeah, 100%.
Like, you know, when a transfer happened back in the day, you just had that like insane, like, yo, what the hell just happened type thing.
It was well better back in the day.
Yeah.
Like,
now you're just waiting for here we goes. It's so sad because let's say none of us knew anything about Florian Wirtz. Tomorrow you wake up, Florian Wirtz signs for Liverpool. Do you understand like how 180 degrees the world would have turned on its head?
Well, this
but
is
because
the thing,
I knew
like,
about it 2 weeks ago, I feel like it's been zipped out of me 100%.
Well, this is the thing, bro. Right? If you and imagine your channel, yeah, because obviously you got your channel. If transfers were done like they were back in the day, when you go live on a fucking Wirtz announcement, bomber, Wirtz signed for Liverpool, bro, everyone would be like, what the fuck? Even I'm clicking on it. City fans are clicking on it. United fans are... Everyone's like, bro, I bet you might do 10,000 people live, yeah?
I agree.
No one. But now, like, it's the same with me when we was being like rumored with him, like, yo, any little bit of Wirtz news, you're live talking about it, discussing it with the chat. Then when you actually sign the player, it's kind of just like, oh yeah, we signed him, confirm. I mean, you still get hype and you're still buzzing and that, but everybody knows. And it was like when we signed Robinho, that just came out of the blue. I remember.
Transfers came out the blue. There was no here we go, nothing. I remember
nothing.
I used to read newspapers to get transfer news. I swear to God. And you just had any like unreliable source, whatever, you just go hype a little bit. You're like, we're gonna get this guy. I remember there was this Celtic left back we were linked to for 3 years straight. Izquierdo, I think his name was. He's played for Celtic, bro. We were linked to him for like 2 years straight, bro. 2 years straight.
It definitely is not as fun anymore. But at the same time, I think it's with all the different journalists, you now see. What am I trying to say here?
Better for content.
Nah, not nothing to do with content. Like, you get to see how teams are sort of like doing a deal a little bit more. Yeah. So like this Wirtz thing, like say it was done like it was back in the day. The stuff about City and Bayern Munich, that probably never come out.
Yeah. Or it would come out like 2 months into the season type thing.
Yeah, or like years later when the player's retired and then like they were going on the Overlap podcast and they go, oh yeah, I could have signed for City. You know what I mean? It's like, oh shit. Whereas now you sort of see a little bit more of like how the deal actually gets done with the Wirtz. So like you see all the teams like the Liverpool come in and then he flies and it's like
final details agreed soon, medical plan. They're just talking about signing on fee and blah blah blah.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. So you get more detail, which is, I guess, is good, and he's better. That's better, but the cost of that and the sacrifice is
the excitement.
It doesn't hit as hard when the actual. Like I still remember sat watching Sky Sports News, when they announced that Robinho signing, and how old was I at that point? I would have been about 14, something like that. I mean, I can't remember how old I was, like 14, 15, some shit like that. Yeah, and bro. I was running around the front room going, oh my God, what the fuck? We just signed Robinho. Like, fucking unbelievable. Obviously, we've just been bought as well. Like, you can't, like, bro, like, what the fuck? Why is Real Madrid player joining City? And it was just like, what the fuck? And it come out of the blue. And then I also remember because it was the same night that, United signed Berbatov, and everyone thought City were going to get Berbatov as well. And then it turns out he actually was going to United, and it was just like, so we got 1W and 1L there, but yeah, it was well better, man. You know what I mean? And it was like all the people. I don't know. Do you have like Sky Sports in your country or not?
No, we had different channels like Al Jazeera Sport, BN Sport, like the BN Sport of the old time, Showtime Sport, ART Sport, blah blah. Thing is, like the time that I actually felt this way, funnily enough, this is how down bad Liverpool were, guys. I felt this way when we announced Balotelli, actually. I swear to God, I was so hyped when we signed Balotelli. That right there, like that was a day where, and that was like 3 years, 4 years before, just before the whole Fabrizio era thing started, you know? Back in the day, people might not know this. You want to know where you found rumors? On the club's official website. I swear to God. You used to go on the forums of the club's official website to get transfer news. Like they would give you like, oh, this journalist from Daily Mail Scotland is linking us to Izquierdo from Celtic type thing. Charles and Zogbia, Liverpool were linked to Darren Bent for about 15 transfer windows straight. Never forget Darren Bent, Aston Villa legend, you get me? So it was just completely different, the buzz and the hype about it. And you look at like the Balotelli signing, that was before it as well. When we announced Balotelli, I was like, oh my God. Because immediately, like back in the day, you're not like today, you know, fbrf.com, you don't do any of this.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you're like, you just immediately start thinking of like the Mourinho Balotelli story. And you start to think of when he did the why always me thing against Man United. People don't know this, but I promise you right now, no one celebrated the Aguero moment more than Liverpool fans. Because if there's one thing we can all agree on, it's Man United hatred. Let me tell you something. Man United hatred is something that I will never, ever let go of forever. People come here and go like, and this pisses me off, and I want to educate even City fans on this. Please don't be one of those guys that goes like, I know, like we hate Man United, but I feel bad for them. Feel bad what, Habibi? If you grew up in the era of the 90s and the 2000s and you dealt with Man United fans, you would never feel bad for them. I wish nothing but pain for Man United till the rest of my life. Like, I want them to be 15th, 16th, get relegated every fucking year. Like, you cannot do this whole, oh, you know, I want them to be bad, but not this bad. No, I want them to be even worse. Get relegated fucking League 2. I'd celebrate that shit. I'd be hate watching League 2 games. Let's go Rochdale today. Come on. Let's go. I'd be so happy, bro. Fuck all this feeling good for each other, bro. Just destroy those frauds.
Yeah, these fuckers had a what's it called? Like a banner in their stadium with the amount of years that we'd not won a trophy with.
Yeah.
And every year it went up. And you expect me to be feeling sorry for these guys? No,
Never.
man. Nah.
Never.
You can hold that pain, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
Fact.
It's
Hold
a
that
madness.
pain, bro.
Smash these likes up, chat. Before we go, have you got 5 minutes so you need to go?
No, I don't need to go. I'm cool.
Let me do these super chats, man. I want to ask you about Liverpool's transfer business and what Arsenal are doing. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I'll be real with you. Shout out Pac-Man says Socceroos going to slap up Katie Price FC in the World Cup next year. Jokes. Big up Hassam. Congrats on your nation qualifying, says Pac-Man.
We actually have as many wins against each other.
Oh, really?
Yes. Jordan is the bogey side for 2 Asian teams. South Korea, Australia. We beat Australia just as many times as you beat us. 2 Asian Cups ago, we beat Australia 1-0 set piece goal, and then just park the bus for fucking the rest of the game.
When did Akram Afif dunk on your head top?
Say that again?
Akram Afif, innit? My guy.
Oh, here we go.
So, I had a.
Do you see me bring up Federico Chiesa? I can, because he's a Liverpool player.
I don't give a shit.
Oh, all of a sudden he's not English anymore. I saw you do England watch along. Have some shame. Shame.
You know what it is, yeah? I when I did my FIFA career mode on Twitch, yeah, I signed Akram Afif in it. And he was a baller. I turned him into a proper baller, like he was well good at that. And then I was like, yo, so I invested the stonks into him. And then oh yeah, so yesterday or the day before, I was doing I wasn't doing it, but at halftime I put Qatar versus Iran on. I was watching Qatar versus Iran. Like, don't say I don't watch like random football matches. Like, I was watching Qatar versus Iran, and Akram Afif was there. And I was like, ayo. And then I can't remember how the conversation came up, but we eventually, someone must have told me in the chat, said, oh yeah, this guy dunked on Hussam's team. And I was like, what? Obviously, it must have been someone from like the Middle East in the chat. And he went, yeah, this guy dunked on Hussam's team. I was like, what? I was like, no way. And then I checked and he's got a hat trick, bro.
Man. He scored 3 pens.
3 pens, yeah. Pens don't count anymore, no? Yeah, the
Listen,
guy's
he
a
scored
baller,
3
man.
penalties in a final. We qualified to the World Cup. Qatar haven't.
Yeah, fairs. But yeah, he's a baller. Now, Bill G Money says Salah's just an average player. He fails in our major tournaments with Egypt, says G Money.
God. If I ask the same guy, is Drogba legend? He'd say yes. Bro, Drogba couldn't win. Do you know Drogba lost a final to Zambia? This never mentioned, by the way. People don't know this. Zambia won their first ever AFCON on Drogba's head top, bro. Mr. Clutch in the finals. Oh, Didier. He's, bro.
Yeah, that was on penalties, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Shootout. Yeah, I remember watching
Zambia,
that.
bro. Zambia, are you mad?
Yeah, I watched
Listen,
that.
people don't know this about Egypt. This is the worst Egypt like football is ever been because they had 3 years without a league for a long time. You can ask Nariman in the chat if she's not being shameless. She'll tell you Egyptian football has really suffered. They have such shit talent right now compared to like 15, 20 years ago. Honestly.
Yeah, I remember. Oh yeah, Herve Renard. Oh, that guy. He's fucking mad.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I remember. I did a watch along of that. Not watch along. Like I actually, this is when I just used to watch it. But yeah, I watched. I remember watching that game. Went to penalty shootouts and Zambia won, and it was a madness. It was like a mad shock. I don't know how big of a shock it was. Like I don't know that much detail, but I remember it being like, "Yo, what the fuck? Zambia beat Ivory Coast?" Because Ivory Coast at that time, yeah, bro, they had some.
They had like all-star team.
Oh, it was like a FIFA team, innit? Like
Didier Zakora and everything as well.
Yeah, it was crazy work, man. And yeah, they won on pens. Let me just finish these chats. Ask Kassam about Sesko being similar to Neymar. What?
Okay. Chat.
You're not saying that he's better than
No,
Neymar.
wait. Don't please cannot interrupt. Chat, trigger warning. There's an Arsenal fan that sent me a super chat saying that Sesko is closer to Neymar technically than he is to Darwin Núñez. Arsenal fans super chatted me this. Me and Martin lost our shit at him for a good period of time.
You go in prison. You go in prison, and you're getting named and shamed.
Wallahi. I swear to God. You even go to my recent video. There's a timestamp, literally. Sesko versus Neymar. I swear to God.
Sesko versus Neymar. I swear to God, yeah. Chat, how many times do I say this? Neymar is one of the most disrespected footballers ever of all time. The amount of disrespect, Earl, big up Earl, man. The amount of disrespect that Neymar gets is wild. And you know why he gets that disrespect? It's because he didn't win the Champions League at PSG, right? And then again, when you actually give the people the facts, because I did it, I checked it, didn't know, yeah. I said this, yeah. I said, let me check his stats in the Champions League. If you actually check his goals in Champions League, you know he's got a very good goal record in the Champions League in big games. He scored a lot of goals in the Champions League for PSG in big games. But because he didn't win the Champions League with PSG, the disrespect is crazy. It's mad. He's mad.
It's for one thing if I say like Salah is better than Neymar, you know, like whoever, like elite wingers, Ronaldo, blah blah blah. But someone just like an Arsenal fan legit said Sesko's closer to Neymar than he is.
That's wild. I can't believe that. Big up Alan says, Osam, honest question, Cherki and Verts, is your opinion same as Anfield Agenda that they are not even in the same ballpark? I think that is a stupid take.
Even LB, if he's not being shameless, will tell you that's not a stupid take. They are not in the same ballpark. Florian Verts is like top 2, top 1, top 3 minimum, like tens in world football, bro.
Okay, so funny enough, right? Listen to my full thing because someone asked me to do rank. Yeah? Listen to what I say. Let me finish off the full thing. Let me know if you think I'm legit, right? Someone said to me before, LB, rank Musiala, Cherki, and Verts. Right? So I said, okay. I said, Musiala number 1, Verts number 2, Cherki 3. I put Cherki last. I said, if you're going off pure footballing talent, no, I put Cherki top, Musiala 2, Verts 3. However, I don't think I'm being shameless because I also said I think Verts is the best fit out of the 3 for Manchester City. Still say that's in state. What do you think about that?
I disagree with that. Tell you why.
Which one? All of it?
Yeah, both lists. I think Wirtz is better than Wirtz Musiala is interesting because Wirtz is a better actual like creator than Musiala, but Musiala is a better dribbler. Like Musiala is a better dribbler than Wirtz. Wirtz is a better creator than Musiala. And the numbers prove.
That's why I think for us, Wirtz for me would be at the top of the list.
Yeah. Cherki is a very good player, but I don't think he's in the same tier list as those two.
Yeah, and I also said
in terms of talent, I'd put pure talent, Musiala first, Wirtz second, Cherki third.
So you'd have
if you're
Cherki
saying
third.
just pure technique and nothing but technique, then you put Cherki first if it's just technique.
Yeah, if you're just looking at talent, yeah, but
but talent is not just technique, LB. Talent includes like shooting, passing, everything.
Yeah, one of the problems that I said, and the reason that I had Cherki last on my first list is because Musiala and Wirtz have done it for longer. And you've got to respect the fact that Wirtz, won Bayer Leverkusen, the first title ever. Do you know what I'm saying? So you can't really, not in my opinion, off one really good season, and it was a really good season for Cherki, and a really good France debut, then put him above Wirtz in that category. But that's why I put him last, because I wasn't being shameless. But then I did the second list of pure sort of like technical ability, whatever, and he was at the top of my list on there. Yeah, I mean, but I still maintain that I still think Wirtz obviously would have been my priority because he's done it for thinking. Cherki's more of a high risk, high reward situation in it.
Low risk in terms of price tag, but
but ultimately, in terms of the actual player, the reward for Cherki, like we just seen what he did against France, like the reward is sky high. Yeah. However, is he going to reach that? There's no guarantee he reaches this. This is why he
doesn't do that week in, week out, basically.
He's not done it for long enough consistently. And again, this is what we're talking about. Players doing it for year after year after year. Wirtz has been doing this now for 3 years? So we know this, yeah? Well, I checked Cherki's minutes. I think this is the first year he's ever played over 2,000 minutes for Lyon in the league. Yeah. So we've not got enough sample size. Yeah, but that's what I keep saying, yeah? It's like, when it comes to it, I think both teams will be happy and both sets of fans will be happy with their signings.
Yeah, but here's the thing: people talk about price tag compared. Is Wirtz 100 million more value for money than Cherki? No, he's probably not. But the truth, I gave these examples on my channel. I give them here. Who's better value for money, McAllister or Declan Rice? McAllister. Who's better value for money, Gravenberch or Caicedo? Gravenberch. If I told the Chelsea fan, would you take Gravenberch for Caicedo? He'd say no. If I told an Arsenal fan, would you take Rice for McAllister? Some might say yes, but most of them would say no. So the truth of the matter is, let's say Wirtz next season is only 20% better than Cherki. If Wirtz is only 20% better than Cherki, and that's like 9 more points, 10 more points, and we end up winning the league, then price is price. Whatever. I paid for what I got.
Well, this is why I agree. Wirtz is not £100 million more than Cherki, but ultimately, I don't really care. I want the best player. So if Wirtz is the best player, if next year Wirtz cooks and gets 50 GA and Cherki gets 15, I'm not going to be sitting there saying, I'm still happy though because we didn't pay 100. I want the best players at my football club. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, if Liverpool win Prem and Champs, no one would bring up 115 million the whole year. No one would.
Exactly. That's the facts. Yeah. That's the fact. And this is the situation, yeah? It's just this is why. But if Cherki does cook and does better than Wirtz, I get to feast. Because then I get to be like, yo, you got
of course. 100%.
Do the standard banter thing, innit? You know what I'm 100%. Saying? But ultimately, I want the best player at my football club. So I'm hoping it's going to be Cherki. Time will tell.
It's like Chelsea fans when they sign Delap for 30 million versus Man United fans, let's say, sign Mbeumo for double the price. If Delap scores double the goals that Mbeumo scores, then Chelsea fans get to laugh. This is part of football conversations. We've been doing this forever. Bro, here's the thing. Chelsea paid 115 million for a tackler, and Arsenal paid 105 million for an athletic DM that takes free kicks. With all due respect, bro, if I'm paying 114 million for a number 10 that's that good, I'm taking it all day. I'm taking it.
Sure. And I've not actually said I think it's overpriced, but that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. People get this twisted. Sometimes I always say this. Sometimes you need to overpay. Manchester City this summer are going to have to overpay for a right back. Why? Because because we don't have one at the football club. Yeah, and we need to get an elite level. We're replacing Kyle Walker, yeah? The greatest, in my opinion, the greatest right back the Premier League scene. We're replacing this guy. You're going to have to overpay. And we also need a homegrown player. So if it is Livramento, you're not going to get Livramento for 40 million. You're going to have to pay big cash. But I think this is the year that you just have to overpay on that position. Liverpool have just won the league, yeah? They signed no one last year, and they've not retained the Premier League before. They want to retain the Premier League. So Wirtz is there. Wirtz has chose Liverpool. They have to pay. They have to pay and get him in. If Liverpool turn around and say, you know what, we're not going to pay 130 million for Wirtz, it's too expensive.
Let's go get Xavi Simons for 70 million. More value for money.
Fold the club. Because at that point, it's like, well, what are you doing then? Are you actually trying to create a dominant side and sign the best players? Yeah, like Real Madrid do. Why Real Madrid won all the Champions Leagues? Because they did get the best players. So you have to pay. You have to pay that money. Why does City pay Haaland 500, 600 grand a week? Why? Because he scores the goals.
Because he scores the goals, exactly.
You have to do this. Who cares about the money? It's not your money, innit? Yeah? So that's the situation. Who gives a shit if you're overpaying? You think I care? It's like, you know when people say to City fans, oh, oh, you only win because you spend the money. And? You think I care? You think PSG was in that parade, bro, winning the Champions League, their first ever Champions League, and people were shouting, oh, Qatar, oil, gas, whatever. No one gives a shit, bro. If Liverpool retain the league again this year, yeah, and it verts on madness.
I don't care.
You think anyone's going to be sitting there
about money? Let's go.
It's mad, bro. It's mad. Yeah,
if
that argument is
and Liverpool win, like, let's say it's plausible scenario. Let's say Liverpool win like Prem Champions League double. Do you think anyone gives a fuck about the 150 million at that moment in time? No one cares. I promise.
No one cares about the money, yeah, when you're winning, innit? This is why Chelsea gets so much shit and Arsenal gets so much shit. It's because Chelsea spent 1.5 billion, yeah, and have won a Conference League, and Arsenal have spent 800 million since they won the FA Cup and have won nothing.
Yeah,
and that's the situation, innit? You got to win money. But what you'd say, then, let me do the super chat. I want to touch on. Big up Denton, man, with a gifted, bro. Come on, big up to you, mate. I smash these likes up, people, as well. If you've not done so already, shout out Denton, man. Every day in the channel, streaming, watching it. Big up, bro. Shout out Hamid. Says Cherki hasn't done it for long enough, but he could be. Yeah, exactly. And that's why I put him at the bottom of the list. I wasn't being shameless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, big up to you, bro. Big up to Dimitri. Says, LB, can you do a remake of the Florian performance with the lights, Ryanair, and shit for Cherki? Yeah, but I will do it for Cherki. But I'm waiting for him to sign on the dotted line, bro. Because I ain't getting double cooked again, bro.
This is Dimitri, by the way. He edited 2 of your videos.
Yeah, oh, fuck you. Refund the cash. I don't want your money, man.
He's Russian, because...
No. Sorry, bro. Big up to you, man. Come on, bro. I big up Dimitri, man. Solid.
Shout out Dimitri.
That tune was crazy, bro. I can't lie. I shout out Ryan. Says Cherki's too young to compare to established players. Yeah, which is why I put him at the bottom of the list. We have this conversation at the end of next year. Yeah, we'll see what this conversation is, isn't it?
Not yet.
Shout out to Hamid again. Says Sir Alex Ferguson spent loads of money on players. Yeah, and this is the unfair thing that they do. Yeah, this usually is United fans. This is why this is shameless and fraudulent, because they pretend like Sir Alex Ferguson didn't spend money. He did, and that's fine. That's what you're meant to do. Yeah, they say Pep's a checkbook manager. 2012, United lost the league. What did they do? They went out to Arsenal, bought Robin van Persie, who just had an amazing season for Arsenal. Yeah, and why did they win the league that year? Robin van Persie. So is he now a checkbook manager? No one would say that. Why? I don't know. What people don't say about him. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, this is true.
You gotta buy the best players.
When you win, no one mentions money. When you lose, people mention money.
It's fucking weird, bro. You know
if Arsenal won 4 league titles over the last 5 years, no one would have said 800 million. No one gives.
No one cares. No one cares.
That's so true.
But this is the thing that, bro, I don't say that about Fergie, yeah, about the Van Persie thing. I'd never thrown that out. I only use it as a rebuttal and a defense, because I don't. That's what he's meant to do. What he's meant to do. You meant to what is this thing? The desire for he needs to go. Like, this is another thing that people say about Pep, bro. He needs to go to some shit team. What?
Yeah.
Well, Sir Alex Ferguson did it with Aberdeen. That's because he's fucking Scottish, and he lived in fucking Scotland, so he managed a Scottish team.
This is the Terry Flewers, school of thought. Like, he did it with the class of '92.
Pep Guardiola
they were 3 players, bro. The rest is
Bro,
all bought.
It's crazy, bro. Pep Guardiola grew up, guess where, chat? Barcelona. So he managed Barcelona, and he managed Barcelona B team in the second division and cooked. Now people will say, "Oh, well, he cooked with the B team." So yeah, that's just a weird logic, bro. I can't even lie. All eyes will be on Germany, France, Cherki versus. Are you going to watch along for that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they've
we'll do it.
listen. The people have just forced me to do a watch along, essentially. So I swear to God, if I set up this watch along and then both of them are on the bench, I might just cancel the whole thing. I ain't gonna sit up here and watch Walter Maid versus fucking like Longley. Like I ain't gonna sit up here and do this shit. I'll be honest with you.
Longley watch along. I come on.
Yeah, Longley watch along. I try and do that.
So for your sorted tomorrow then, says Sacho. Who's that about? Is that about Reinders, bro, or Cherki, or it could be any of three of the players? Are you talking about there, Sacho?
Yeah, I
We're
don't
signing
know,
three
because your
players.
profile picture is the moon, so I don't know.
No, he's a City fan. He's a City fan. I'm sure he is. He's been in the
Oh.
chat loads. But I don't know which
Yeah.
player he's talking about. Are you talking about Cherki? Are you talking about what's the other guy called? Reinders? Because we've are you talking about Cherki? Oh yeah, Cherki. Well, yeah, hopefully tomorrow. We need it done before the Club World Cup. Apparently, there's some news saying City are not that arsed about if he's not at the Club World Cup. I would be very arsed if he's not at the Club World Cup. So I think he gets done. I think that's just like a negotiation tactic. I wish I could say Milan spend money. We need a loan. Yeah, bro, you guys are skint, innit? It's a madness. It's a madness, bro.
You know, I was watching the Champions League final from 05 again. I was saying this to Hamid today. He's from Bosnia, by the way. Bro.
Oh, is he? Oh, shout out. Come on, man. Orlando, fucking my guy.
Dzeko scored the winner today again for Bosnia.
Oh, another fucking goal. How many goals has he scored this year? You know how many goals he scored this year?
Dzeko scored against, they beat San Marino today, no? They did.
San Marino. Shit, that's a bit shameless.
Yeah, listen, you can only beat who's in front of you. Come on, man.
you can only play against the players in front of you, guys. Yeah? Now, he scored 21 goals, guys, this year at the age of 39. Yeah? Can we get some
this
W's
was
in
the
chat,
Milan
man?
team. Listen to this, yeah?
Go on.
Dida, Cafu Maldini, Stam Nesta, Pirlo Gattuso Seedorf, Kaká Shevchenko, Crespo. By the way, Gerrard beat this team. That's why never ever compare Scholes to Gerrard ever again. Scholes could never do this. This is the team that the AC Milan beat. You look at the current like AC Milan team with fucking Krunic and Pulisic and shit. He's like, oh my! Like you know when we say football fell off, forget about football fell off. The fact, like you know, Ryan Diers, very good player. I already done a video saying fantastic signing for City. Ryan Diers won't even get into the squad of the old AC Milan team. He's like the best player. Fucking AC Milan.
It's a madness. It's funny, you know, because I said it for years, man. Football's fallen off, yeah. Like in terms of the players' qualities and that. I like it's so funny because some people are like, no, you're just nostalgia merchants. I'm like, nah, man, it's not. You know what I mean? I like some positions have fallen off more than others. So the striker market it's a rip, mate. It's a rip, yeah. And the example I always use there is, and I don't know if I had this conversation with you, Edison Cavani, right? When he was in his prime, bro, he was maybe not even in the top 6, 7, 8 strikers in the world in it at that time, in his prime. Apart from when he was at PSG and done that mad year. I'm just talking like in a 5-year period. He wasn't better than like Aguero. No one would take him over Aguero. He wasn't better than like
he probably wasn't top 5.
Suarez, all those, yeah. So he wasn't even top 5, top 6. And I've done it, bro. There's a lot of, but now, if you got an Edison Cavani regen now, bro, some people would say he's better than Haaland.
Yeah,
and therefore he
better than Haaland now.
Yeah, but the part I'm making is you had a striker there who wasn't even in the top 5, top 6, top 7 strikers in the world at that point. Yeah, but now would be bang. Some other positions are still doing okay. So I think your CDM market is not too bad. Yeah, your centre back market is looking quite strong. Yeah,
fullbacks are good, by the way, nowadays as well.
Yeah, you got some decent fullbacks. So it's not all the positions. It's certain positions.
Hakimi, Trent, Reece James, Frimpong, Livermento. Like you could go around and you could find good fullbacks. Left back, same thing. Ait Nouri, Kerkez, Robinson. You know, Andy Robinson.
Where are the strikers?
Alfonso Davies.
Where are the strikers?
Strikers. You are right. Strikers right now.
Arsenal are about to spend 60, 70 million on Sesko at 21 years old. Why are they doing that? They're doing that because there's no one else out there, bro. There's no one else out there. Whereas if this was 10, 15 years ago, there were pure players available for them to buy. The striker market is falling
I'm
off.
just so like, you know, I predict, and I don't know if anyone here like deeps what I'm gonna say. I really predict. Okay, there is a scenario with Rodrigo, without Rodrigo. With Rodrigo, I don't think they will suffer. But if Arsenal don't sign Rodrigo and they sign like Sesko and like Semenyo, I think Arsenal are actually going to have a horrible year this year. I really think they will fully fall off because of motivation. Liverpool, after the quadruple charge season, when we signed Nunes, Calvin Ramsey, and Fabio Carvalho, you could see the players gave up within like 4 or 5 games. They just knew, fuck this, we're not going to win the league with these lot. So they literally just fucking gave up.
Didn't believe in it.
Yeah, they didn't believe themselves. And I think the likes of Saliba, Gabriel, Rice, Saka, like, there's only so much you can keep trying, finishing second. You keep trying, second. That's why, like, when you walk, when you're in their shoes, if you're Saliba, Gabriel walking into the dressing room, you need to walk to that dressing room and be oozed with confidence and, you know, something to uplift you a little bit.
Yeah,
If you're looking around and you're looking at Sesko and Semenyo, you're like, fuck all this, bro. Like, we ain't going to win the league with Sesko and Semenyo. I'll be honest, so. Yeah, why are they signing Semenyo for the long throws? Yeah, let's see. That's how they created the XG against PSG.
Not only that, though, Hussam, is when you're looking at, you know, Saliba, right? Saliba's probably sitting there and he's looking at Liverpool. Yeah, won the league, already signed Frimpong. Yeah, Kirkes is on the way, and Verts is getting done. And you're going, okay, so they've won the league and they're strengthening. Then you look at City, who had a bad year. Spent 175 in January, brought in Marmoush, looking unbelievable player, and now buying Aït-Nouri, maybe Livramento, maybe Cherki, and then Tijani Rangers.
Yeah.
And then you're looking at, so you're going, okay, so they're all improving, they're all getting better. And then you're looking around and you're just seeing Zubimendi come in, which is a good signing, but actually when you actually deep it, if Partey's leaving, that is actually a downgrade. If you phrase it like that, like I think Zubimendi is a good signing, and I really like him. I'm not saying he's a shit player. I think he's a really good player. When at City, however, the facts are the facts. He's not better than Partey. He isn't better than Partey. So that's actually a downgrade. Okay, we've established that. And then if they get Rodrigo, cool. But if they sign like Semenyo and then Sesko, bro, no Arsenal player in that squad. Yeah, they won't say this obviously. No Arsenal player thinks they're.
Yeah, they won't have the confidence at all.
They won't. Not
I think their spirits will be shot as soon as they walk into that dressing room. If that's who they sign. That's why I really don't want them to get Rodrigo, because I think that's the one player that will uplift like the whole team. You know, because Rodrigo has something that none of those players have, which is Rodrigo can get the ball on the left wing and say like, "Fuck Arteta's tactics. I'm a dribble past 3 players, put it top bins, game over." That's what.
He's also a winner. They don't have winners in that team. You actually go through their squad. How many winners do they have? Not a lot. You go through City's team, you go through Liverpool's team. You got winners. They need people to, and obviously Arteta's not a winner either. And even as a player, the guy didn't win. He didn't win much. I don't know what he won.
I think he won like 2 FA Cups. That's it.
So he's not a winner. So if you bring in Rodrigo, he's like, yo, we're a winner. The players will respect him. But if they sign Semenyo and Sesko, I think they're in the top.
Oh, my feet are kicked up. I'd be more worried about Chelsea at that point in time.
Yeah, I think they're in a top 5 race in that situation. And I think Saliba would be stupid to sign a contract right now at Arsenal. He's got 2 years left on his contract. Leave it for another year. Listen, if Arsenal sign loads of players, sign a contract, cool. But just leave it for another year. You get to next summer. If Arsenal ain't being serious, you just go, nah.
Yeah,
I'll go Real Madrid, free transfer, get that sign-on bonus.
Fact. Just go to Real Madrid or whatever. I think Arsenal, people aren't deeping this. If they do all this, oh, Edu got sacked, Berta's gonna cook, blah blah blah. They've already fucked it with Kepa, because backup keepers, yours is Ortega, mine is Mamardashvili. Do I trust Ortega and Mamardashvili if we had an injury away at Inter? Yes.
I disagree. I actually think that is a good save. I think that's a good signing.
I disagree, because I think Kepa always makes the defenders in front of him nervous. That's something that Kepa struggles with. He does not fill his defenders with confidence. And he has a mistake in him, and he struggles with long shots. Long shots is a problem for Kepa his whole career. Forget price tag, you guys. Forget price tag. Put price tag to the side. We're talking about, let's say Arsenal have a, because this is the thing that I mentioned. You never know when you're going to need your backup goalkeeper. Alisson last season was out for City and Real Madrid. Kelleher kept a clean sheet against both because Kelleher is a quality backup goalkeeper.
I know, but you can only get a certain level of backup goalkeeper because otherwise they ain't going to be backup goalkeeper. And I think Kepa is getting towards the upper threshold before you get to one where it's just like, I'm not being a backup goalkeeper. You can't have two Alissons, innit? You have one Alisson.
Yeah, of course you can.
And then even Kelleher has got to the point where he's left because he's too good for that role. And I think Kepa is good enough to be that second choice. So I actually think that is a good signing. But ultimately, it's irrelevant because it's not going to win you the league. What they need is X-factor players that are going to win them the league. And
if their 4 signings are Sesko, Semenyo, Zubimendi, and Kepa, guys, my feet is kicked up. I like, it's just, yeah. I'm completely like,
if
okay.
that happens, bro, Lee will go sick, man. If that happens, bro. Bro, if that happens, bro, genuinely, man, like he's gonna go sick.
I think all it's gonna take is like 2 losses in the first 5 games for everyone to just turn and be completely done already. I promise.
Well,
you.
I've obviously I'm on Twitter. You're not on Twitter. I am seeing more Arsenal fans now who have been big Arteta defenders say this is literally it now. But then they said that last year, innit?
They said the same exact thing last year. That's why I don't trust them anymore.
They said this last year. They were like, no, this is the year. If he doesn't win anything this year, he's got to go. And
City fell off. Their whole thing was like, if City fall off, who's going to win it? Yeah,
and then what they do is, because they know they're not going to win it, then they start doing all the fucking excuses about red cards and all this kind of shit. And injuries.
Unprecedented circumstances. Shout out to Karl.
Unprecedented circumstances. It's just like, no, it's not. So yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, it's make or break, innit? It's make or break for Arsenal.
Yeah. I think it's going to be break or break, specifically if they don't get Rodrigo. They get Rodrigo, different conversation for me. Completely different conversation. I think they get Rodrigo. You're cooking now. You're cooking, and I have to go like, okay, I respect what you're doing here. With all due respect, bro, you sign like Sesko Semenyo. I'm so chilled because you're about to have your really bad season and you're just not aware of it. So when it strikes them that way, the thing is, the reason why Pep and Klopp are allowed to have bad seasons is because they've won. They've fucking won.
Credit in the bank.
Yeah, credit in the bank. Like Klopp on a bad year, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, done. You get me? Carabao Cup, blah, 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 whatever. Like you always deal with something. I know Pep hasn't left with something this season, but because he's given you so much over the last 5-6 years, it's okay. He can have a bad year. Hell, I would go a step further. He can probably afford to have 2 bad years because it's Pep Guardiola. But with Arteta, I don't think they really I don't think they have the patience for it anymore. I think some of these players, the players themselves, will give up after like 4 or 5 games. If it just takes one thing to go wrong for them, it's like a ticking time bomb. Jack, who's in the chat as well, big up Jack. He always mentions this. He's like, the problem is Arsenal are going to go into next season with every game being a final. Every game is going to be a final. Deep the pressure now, like running pressure. But every single game from match week 1.
It's a pressure cooker, isn't it? It's a pressure cooker. And yeah, everything that goes wrong, it's just gonna. It feels like if they don't get off to like 5 wins out of 5,
yes, that's what they need.
It's just gonna be cooked, man. Because this thing about Arteta, like you've obviously got the Arteta outers like Lee, and then you've got like the mad like Arteta inners. So you got like Igal on one side, Lee on the other side, right? And then you do have people just sort of like who do want to give the guy time, but like I think a lot of these people in this section are now looking at the Arteta out and going, hang on a minute. He can't just keep on having years after year after year after year not winning anything. At some point, like we do actually have to win some. And I am seeing, and I think if they get off to a bad start, what I think is going to happen is a lot of them people in the middle are going to switch.
Yes,
and it'll go off, mate. It'll go off big time.
Yeah.
But
the problem is, as you said, the issue is these guys said the same shit last year, so I don't trust them anymore.
Yeah, I know.
I know
that. Yeah, that is the problem. And they did say the same thing. And there's obviously the clip of Igal when he says,
if Arne Slot wins the league, sack Mikel Arteta. And now he's like, unprecedented circumstances, bro.
Unprecedented circumstances.
Please, bro. Please.
Yeah, you can't do that, man. That's crazy.
And you know the difference of mentality. Like you worked with me last year, not this year, the year before, when we lost the league. You know, I said all along, people in the chat who watch me will vouch. I said we lost the league because our forwards couldn't finish their dinner. You know, you look at, by the way, that year we had 9 points taken off us with VAR, and we had even more injuries than Arsenal. Like, we had more injuries 2 years ago than Arsenal had this year. Like, we had players out till the end of the season. Every single player in the squad was injured. Salah, blah, blah, blah. And then after that, like, I blame the forwards because that's what I believe cost us. The issue is with Arsenal fans is they will never blame the actual reason to blame, because I always bring up these games: Fulham away, Everton at home, West Ham. Like, these games, Chelsea away, these games there was zero controversy for Arsenal, zero refereeing decisions and zero injuries. Did you remember the Everton game? Remember when they drew 0-0 to Everton at the Emirates? Remember that game? They had Saka, everyone. There was zero injuries, and they ended up drawing at home to Everton. That has nothing to do with any refereeing decisions or anything. So it's that's more on like Arteta and the players. That thing has nothing to do with VAR or blah blah blah.
Yeah, but the thing is though, yeah, when you make excuses, you don't, bro. You won your first trophy in 17 years and then sacked your manager, bro. Like that literally, that is your football club. That's what you're known for, winning a trophy in the first time in 17 years and sacking your manager. Come on, what we're doing? You tell me you have some shame. You need to have some shame. Sacking a manager that won a trophy in the 17 years, okay? But you know when you have to excuses, you're not addressing the core problem. Like, you know, refereeing decisions, yeah. Like, I fucking can't. I don't have time for refereeing decisions. Referees are shit. Deal with it, yeah. If you watch my match reaction FA Cup final, bro, I don't mention the handball thing by the goalkeeper, bro. I just speak about my own team in it, yeah, because I don't care, bro. What's the fucking point? Now, I would actually have a little bit more willingness to discuss a refereeing performance in a cup competition, yeah, because that's chilling. But in a 38 game league season, you ain't winning the league or not winning the league because of referees, bro. And they're not in a 38 game. You're not. That's just not true. That is just not true. Yeah, you are winning it or not winning it because you deserve it. Yeah, everyone gets decisions for you. Everyone gets decisions. But what the problem is, when you make excuses, yeah, you're not addressing the actual problem of the team. Do you know what I mean? So, for example, if we go back to 3 years ago when Arsenal bottled it, and they said the reason they lost the league is because Saliba was out injured. Well, actually, there was many moments in that where mentality was questioned, and that needed to be addressed. West Ham 2-0 up, draw 2-2. Also, Saka missed a penalty. Mentality, yeah. 2-0 up at Liverpool, draw 2-2. Now you could say, well, they conceded 2 goals. That's because Saliba's. No.
Didn't they draw to Southampton as well, 3-3?
Yeah, they also drew. That's a mentality issue. That's a mentality issue. What did they do? They didn't address the mentality issue. Yeah, they need that. That's what they need to, because they're not winners. And this is why I've said for the longest that I think Arteta's biggest problem and his biggest mistake is that he should have farmed domestic cups when he joined. He won the first one, the FA Cup, in his first year. I think what he should have done is then he should have just focused on farming domestic trophies to get that winning mentality in the side, because he didn't have it. He didn't have it, and they don't know how to win. They do not know how to get it over the line. Anyway, let's do these super chats and then we'll wrap it up, man. It's 1 a.m. here. I smashed these likes up as well, chat. Come on. So, Shout Hamid says, have some shame, LB. You beat Andorra 1-0. Bro, I don't give a shit about what my country's doing in these games, bro. I literally do not care. I didn't watch it. Not interested. Yeah. Also, why are you coming at me like that for, bro? I was fucking hyping up.
No, because you said shameless about beating San Marino 1-0. He's like, you beat Andorra 1-0. So
no. I didn't say shameless that they beat him. I said it was shameless me propping Jekyll's goal against San Marino. Nah, not shameless that they beat him. Shameless that I was propping Jekyll's goal against San Marino. You know what I mean?
Fair.
Yeah. Shout out Jack says, Cherki is good, but I'll be real now. Pep will bench him by January because off the ball he's shite. With the ball, he can be boss. Watch him for the 90 minutes, says Jack. We'll see, bro. We'll see, innit?
Off the ball, yeah, we'll see.
The thing is, though, Pep has apparently co-signed this transfer. So if Pep does bench him, then you kind of got to be like, well, fucking hell. You would have watched enough games. You would have done the proper scouting. Like, were you expecting like some mad press off it? I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. To be honest with you, this is what I'm talking about with Cherki and Verts. You know what you're getting with Verts, and that's why he's worth 100 million, because you know what you're getting. I do feel like with Cherki, you don't really fully know what you're going to get.
But
Like,
because the
Cherki-
price tag is low, no one cares.
No one cares. If Cherki comes in and he's shit, I don't think anyone's going to be like, wow, that's a shock.
Yeah, he's
like,
20 million. You
whatever.
could sell him for like 10
Yeah.
M's. Or
If he
something.
comes in and he's mega best player in the league, I think you go, wow, fucking hell, fairs. Like, he has the talent. It's a whether or not he can deliver on a weekly basis, because that's what makes players weekly basis, and obviously going over years, that's what makes them world class. Generally not hating, but people are taking Nations League too seriously. Oh yeah, bro, Nations League's just glorified friendlies, isn't it? Glorified friendlies, man. Do you know what I mean? They're just boring, aren't they?
My subscribers have literally bullied me into doing a watch along tomorrow. Like, I've been bullied. I don't want to watch the game, but now I have to, like, because everyone's just, oh, are you gonna do a watch along? It's Verts. They're setting it up like it's fucking SmackDown versus Raw, like Verts versus Cherki. I'm telling you all right now, because I know there's many people from like my community here, guys. If I look at the lineup and Verts and Cherki are both on the bench, I am cancelling that watch along immediately with immediate effect. At 1 p.m. UK time, inshallah, I'm gonna look at the team. And if both of them are on the bench, we're cancelling that shit. I'm telling you right now, I'm not watching Walter Maid versus Longley. Direct cancel right there. I'm just saying.
No, it's mad, bro. No one else is seeing it. I think they both will play. I think they both will play, to be fair.
Yeah,
well, that depends. Do they actually give a shit about this third place thing? I don't know, to be honest with you. But you know what they've done? I don't know if you know this in the Nations League, yeah, but they've made it so the winner. What is it? They made it so the winner automatically qualifies for like the World Cup or something.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Some shit like that. Chat. So someone in the chat will know it. Because I was like, I was saying to the chat, I was like, it's just a bullshit competition. Like, why did they care about it? When the chat was saying, nah, apparently, like, some weird thing that makes it actually so like they actually want to win it. That's why they take it semi
Euros.
Oh, they qualify for the Euros. Bears. Yeah, because that's why they actually take it seriously or something. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah. Anyway, we're gonna wrap it up there, boys, because it's we've done 3 hours again. This time flies, man. And we did the watch on before, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't know who's live. Let's have a look who's live. We'll do a redirect, man. Yeah, big up Hamid again says, be careful.
It doesn't say anything. It's just showing money for winners of Nations League. Are you guys sure about this Euros thing?
They defo get something. They defo get something. Someone in the chat must know what they get, but they defo get some sort of like qualification or some weird thing, bro. They defo do.
If anyone knows, like, for a fact in the chat, let us know, because all I'm seeing online is like money and shit like this. Don't have to play qualifiers for the Euros. Yes.
There you go. But then you're just playing friendlies anyway, so it's boring.
Even then, DJ is just saying maybe. If anyone knows for a fact, let us know.
Yeah. All right. Big up. Big up. Hamid says, careful City fans remember Nunes in .com shield. Yeah, no. That was crazy, man. That was crazy. Wild. You know what though? We should have been. We should have knew that was a red flag when the guy took his shirt off celebrating a Community Shield goal, didn't it?
Thank God I never fell for that right there. Thank God I never fell for it.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. Right, buzzing. Sava's live. He's doing a call-in show. I'm pretty sure that'll be entertaining, given the fact he's always having debates with his viewers about the Ange sacking and that. So I'll redirect you over there. Chat. He's doing this call-in show.
Spam his chat with Anjan, please.
Yeah, Anjin. I spam his chat with Anjin chat. Yeah, make sure you subscribe to Hussam as well. I'll be live tomorrow for the game, the France game, the Germany-France game. I'll do that on second channel more. I'll be. And we'll leave it there. Big up Hussam, bro.
Big up, my brother. This was enjoyable.
It was a good, man. Ad hoc streams, man. Random streams, they're the best, isn't it?
You know, maybe the true problem is Wolfie, actually. Maybe that's what makes us like fight all the time. It's just Wolfie's presence. Wolfie's a fraud. I think we can all agree on that.
No, 100%.
Spam Anjan in his chat, please. Guys, I'll
Anjan.
spam it as well.
Let's go. Peace out, people.
Peace out.